Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to Team Ambition and their secondary Twitch channel, where we are here supporting TA Sussy as they take on their 5 block series here in this Proving Grounds Summer Open Qualifier. My name is Moose. I'll be your play-by-play for today, and we've got the extraordinary talents of Gigatron here as the color. Hey, how you doing today, sir?
Doing good, man. I'm ready done with work, feeling great, ready for the week coming up. So
Mm-hmm.
excited for the games today, though, especially with CLG Faith being the first one up, especially for TA
Yep.
Sussy. I think this is one that's going to be a very close one, but I have faith in TA Sussy.
100%. I think, TA Sussy showing that they can put in work, especially up against these top tier teams. Last time we saw TA Sussy play yesterday, they were
Mhm.
able to go 1-1, falling to the likes of Evil Genius Prodigies up again, and then up against Rage in their second game. Ended up winning the game against Rage, which allowed them to go into this 1-1 standing. I mean, they're in the vast majority of teams right now are in this 1-1 spectrum, and I mean, this is when things start to get serious here. You don't want to go any lower than 2 losses, and the best place you can be in right now is potentially to go 4-1. And so to be able to get this win is going to be extremely important in determining the trajectory of both of these teams moving forward throughout the remainder of their games.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they win this and if they can get that next game ahead, then they know they're in the clear, and at that point, will feel a little bit more comfortable with themselves. But yeah, I mean, I got word today that Andy's thinking it's going to be a 3-0 today, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can and the team can live up to his expectations. But I feel like you can definitely achieve that. This is still a very good roster. We saw how yesterday went. And again, I look at even that game one, it was still not the ideal game that they kind of wanted, but they still had everything kind of go towards the way that they wanted in the beginning. I think if they can have that go and get that gold lead and actually sustain the gold lead, then they'll be having no problem with that. But you
Exactly.
know, when you're going against potentially 2 to 3 people using just the extra gold keystone. It's just one of those things of like, come on, like you expect with first strike to be just behind a little bit in that aspect, but I think if they can just clean up some things, which we kind of highlighted yesterday, that I think they'll do today, we'll see a big difference out of TSSC.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there in terms of like the first strike being the problem. Oh, because they have first strike, now they have more money coming in. Yes, they do get more money with first strike, but it doesn't really come online until later in the game when you can really start to get that burst damage in. And that is when I think that's when first strike really starts to go valuable. You get that extra damage, you get that extra gold, and that extra gold can make the difference between being able to get that secondary or tertiary item and not being able to. So it is definitely important, but the big
Mhm.
issue that we had, I feel, was in the mid lane and in the jungle being able to keep up with their opponents in terms of CSing. That was something that definitely Radar needed to work on. He was up against Nazir, he was up against a Corki playing as that Vigar. You don't expect them to hit every single CS at the very beginning of the game, but you need to be able to get as much CS as possible in those early stages so that you can remain competitive. And in both of the games, Radar was behind by 50 to 80 CS at any points throughout the mid to late game, and that definitely gave their mid lane opponent the advantage. And the same thing with Anticipation. Anticipation playing two champions that do need a little bit of time to ramp up with that Nocturne, and then less so in that Wukong, both playing up against an Udyr in both of those games, which
Mhm.
also makes sense why he was behind in CS. But I still believe that there is a little room to grow in terms of that part of the game. If they are able to find a way to get better in terms of getting that CS and being more consistent with getting it, I think that that gold lead will not be as prevalent and they will be able to get themselves into a decent position moving into the mid game and moving into the late game, where they have shown that they do have really good team fight skill. They have shown that they can work in those team fights exceptionally well. They can focus down really effectively. And if they're playing a comp that they know, they're going to be able to utilize it really, really well.
I think so. And not that the kind of comps that they played yesterday weren't bad at all. I think it's just the execution is always our concern, is how easy is any of what they're playing going to be. And that is always the case. I feel like if you can get a very clean team where you have simple CC compared to more of that weird kind of style. Like in game one, you had a lot of good ones, but the problem was is it's all reliant on ults compared to the second one. You had, I feel, a lot more easier ones where they mesh together, whereas the other relies on, okay, Nocturne has to go in, and then you get that heroic entrance, like kind of a thing.
Hmm.
Whereas, or the heroic entrance has to be more of a defensive thing than necessarily an offensive thing. So I think that's where that was maybe a little bit of issue for me with yesterday, is like that kind of style play that they're doing. It works, don't get me wrong, but it's just in the idea, the aspect of what we saw, it just didn't come out the way we planned. But we do have draft coming up right here, right now. And I like the bands ahead of time, though. I think we have some pretty good ones already coming out for them. We're going to have TA on the red side going against CLG Faith. Yeah, the Wukong Zeri early does not surprise me.
Yep, CLG Faith going to be over on the blue side, like you talked about here in this game. They are the 11th seed coming into the stage. They are currently 1-1, along with TA Sussy. So, I mean, on paper, TA Sussy should have a really difficult time being able to win this game, but TA Sussy has shown that they do have a lot of coordination and they do have a lot of passion to be able to continue to keep that momentum going. One thing that they have had a bit of an issue with has been here in this bottom lane with some of these really strong wombo combos that you can get. They played against the Zen and TK in game one against Evil Genius Prodigies. Ended up having a decent time, but that could have been to the disconnection issues that Mia was having. But now here in game two, in this third game, it looks like Arian is going to be playing is that Senna. We also have the TK that is going to be available potentially for them to pick up, and it's absolutely going to be the choice. So we already know what these bottom lanes are going to be with the Wombo combo, the dynamic duo of the Ezreal Senna or the Ezreal Karma, pardon me, up against the Senna TK.
Yeah, these two, I mean, I feel like they're very popular ones right now. You see TK just helps out the setup very well, as well as you have Karma, who really works out with poke teams. And when you have a early poker like Ezreal who ramps up with that second item, yeah, it's usually going to be really good early, where you see a little bit more late game toward mid to late with the Senna and a TK. But I like this. You have the Lissandra being picked up and the Victor being hovered right now at this point. I think this way now you really just kind of hide more of the jungler and the top laner, and it should work out well, I think, for both teams. But I like that we get to pick up a Victor because he's been usually getting banned on it, or he's just switched to Vigar. All right, you know
He's
what?
gonna
That's
play
fine.
the Vigar. Yep, he's gonna play the Vigar. He has now played it all three games of this Proving Grounds. In all three games, he has had relatively decent success, had more success in game two than he did in game one with this sort of predator kind of run you down knock up coming in. It's going to be very difficult, I think, for Vigar to be able to sustain that damage throughout this game, especially up against the Lissandra here. They've decided that they wanted to maybe get that event horizon to be able to get that stun so that maybe they can get the target onto either the Senna or the TK or whatever the top lane jungle duo is going to be. But Lissandra in lane
Mhm.
should be relatively safe in order to survive whatever damage Vigar is trying to go for. Not only do they have the Glacial Path to be able to get out of gank or troubled ganks, but also going to be able to utilize that Frozen Tomb to be able to deny what damage Vigar is potentially trying to go for. So, I think what we're looking for here is trying to be able to get any sort of initiation here for Team Ambition Sussy, and it looks like it looks like CLG is looking to be able to ban out some prevalent top lane here with that Riven. But Team Ambition, they're looking to be able to take away that single target, that CC, or that potential for someone to be able to get locked down, which is why we see the Lee Sin and the Camille getting banned away.
Exactly, because not that you really want to see either of those at this point, but Lee Sin's always kind of like a raid boss, usually in like that summer to Worlds point. So always good to take him out, and the fact that Camille is just again really dominant. If they picked Galio, I would have been like, please ban that right away because that's just a sick nasty combo that no one could get out of with that Hextech ultimatum. But they
Hmm.
opt to ban the Gangplank out here for CLG Faith. So we're going to see a Xin Zhao Huther. I I'm okay with it. I think it works well. I just don't know what they're going to pair up with that top lane.
I actually really like this year for Anticipation. In both
Mhm.
of their games yesterday, Anticipation was playing champions that needed time to be able to ramp up, and now Anticipation is going to be able to get into those lanes very quickly, as early as level 3, and the immediate response of the Trundle, it definitely makes sense. You want to be able to pair early game jungling with early game jungling, and there is that opportunity that the Trundle can be a little bit more powerful as the game progresses with the power of that subjugation, and seeing that there is very little frontline for Team Ambition Sussy right now because of that Xin Zhao being picked. Now, the Gwen getting locked in is going to be that late game insurance. They're looking to be able to scale up, and Team Ambition wants to pair that up with the Kale, something that will also have a lot of late game scaling that should be able to combat the Gwen in those side lanes.
Yeah, I think the KO is a really good late scaler that will work out, especially in those team fights, just because if you have Trundle going in and subjugating someone, she should be able to freely hit back and have no problem with that. So I think the difference is you're going to have someone that has really good shields with Karma here. You have a really nice setup with the Event Horizon, as well as, when Wind meets Lightning and, the Audacious Charge that's going to come out from Xin Zhao here. This is going to be really good for TA in that aspect. So I think, and the Crescent Guard, I feel like all of these are just really good combos that should help out
Mm-hmm.
set up for Last Dance and for Modify to get out a lot of damage. And then I hope that, we got radars on this Vigar for the third time in a row. Let's see how this performance goes again. But I'm interested in seeing how Draco plays with this Gwen. I mean, Gwen is usually a menace, especially when it comes to that mid to late game. So I want to see how Modified can handle that.
It is a little interesting that TA Sussy has decided to go with something that is going to potentially be able to combat the late game for the Gwen instead of going for something that is going to be more early game oriented, looking to go for something that could potentially shut down the Gwen early on and pair that with the Xin Zhao so that you can shut them down. If you shut them down, you stop the snowball from CLG Faith. You give TA Sussy the opportunity to close out this game early on, but TA Sussy making the decision that they're not comfortable in making that opportunity. If they decided to go for something that was early game, if they decided to go for something that was going to potentially be able to shut down the Gwen, if Draco and Bako are able to deny that early snowball, TA Sussy is in a really bad position. And that goes to show what TA Sussy now appreciates in draft, what they're looking to get out of their draft. And now the opportunity is here for TA Sussy to potentially find that late game power that they do have. You've got infinite scaling once again from the Vigar and the Senna, so it's another battle that we've seen before here for TA Sussy, so this is not the first rodeo for them. But this time, here in the bottom lane, because I do think that the bottom lane is going to be extremely pivotal here, it's modified and it's Last Dance and Andy Incher going up against Arian and Trevor with that Ezreal Karma. We haven't yet seen them go with the Ezreal Karma before, and if they're going to be able to help give TA Sussy this win, they need to make sure that Arian and Trevor do not have a game that works well for them. They can't allow them to get ahead like Mia was able to do in game one for EG Prodigies.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is trying to stall out the Senate as much as possible. And the idea then is because you have this early jungler, hopefully they'll be able to get those ganks off that they want. But that's something that it's really just going to be reliant on. I think if you can also get radar out of the mid lane and help out a
Hmm.
little bit, that'll work out for them too to get maybe that 4v2 or that 4v3 happening. But I think at the same time, it's like you said earlier, if that starts happening, then you're not going to see as much CS out of radar, and then Town will be able to pick up more on that. So that's
Yeah.
something that, hopefully if it's going to go for an early trade off like that, then it pays out well. But I'm also fine with seeing radar just stay in the mid lane, farm up as much as possible, because you're really looking at this. You have Arian as the long term scaler with infinite scaling. Same thing with radar here. With the Vigar, you have the same matchup of late game between both Draco and Modified with the Kale and the Gwen, and then at this point, like you mentioned, just the early on, I think between Town and Bako is going to be really interesting to see if they can pop off more with that.
Yeah.
But I like that Annie is going with the Zinjao. They can still help the team. It's just how quickly can we see the rewards that we kind of want to have.
Exactly. And, that is the jungle battle here between Bako and Anticipation. They both are looking to be able to get those early ganks, to be able to get their lanes ahead. And so now you have to look at those ganking opportunities. Radar is extremely vulnerable here in this mid lane. Not only can the glacial path lead into slows, which could lead into a root, which could lead into a nice ice pillar from Bako, which could lead into death, but you've also got to deal with the top lane as well. Modified does not have a lot of escape tools to be able to get away from Bako if they are able to land a really good pillar of ice. So that is going to be something that TA Sussy has to worry about. In the opposite side of that, though, if Wind Becomes Lightning connects on to Town, or even if it connects on to Draco before that Hallowed Mist comes up, you're going to be able to get a really good Audacious Charge. You should be able to land that knockup, and then Modified can come in with that damage to be able to finish the job, at least force out a flash, and try to get those tempo advantages. And so that's what I'm worried about here for TA Sussy, is how effective is Last Dance's ganks going to be, because I see fewer windows of opportunity for this jungler to be able to take control of these lanes than I do for Bako on this Trundle. But we won't know until we actually get into the game. We've got about a minute or so until the spectator delay is completed. And with that being said, our first two games for TA Sussy have been Infernal Drakes, have been Infernal Souls, Inferno Rifts. What is your prediction for this third game, Gigatron, soul-wise?
We can't get three, right? Right?
Oh,
Right?
we for sure
I
can
really
get three.
can, but it's very highly unlikely, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna go with Ocean. I feel like I'm gonna be wrong, but we'll just go Ocean. I like this one.
You're gonna say an ocean rift? It's gonna be a Hextech rift here. It's gonna be a Hextech rift here in this third game. I think we want to be able to move the game forward really, really quickly. We've had two very long games for TA Sussy, 37 minutes and 30 minutes,
Yeah.
for their two games, and so that is, considering the level of play that we're in, that can be very long matches. So I think a Hextech Drake will help keep the momentum forward, and maybe will give us that CS that they were looking for in those previous games that we didn't get. But with that being said, chat, let me know what you guys think the Dragon Soul and Rift is going to be here for this game. CLG Faith, TA Sussy, they're looking to keep their hopes of going 4-1 in this contest alive. Let's find out if they're going to be able to do it. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are here and we are live for this third game out of 5 for the Proving Grounds Summer Open Qualifiers. This is going to be a very fun matchup between these two teams, and I am so excited to be able to cast it for you today. My name is Moose, and I am joined here at the desk by the one and only Gigatron. We've also got Caddy as a production player, as production staff, so we can get some thank you Caddies in the chat. That would be greatly appreciated. His anticipation gonna get hit by the Abyssal Dive. Great start here for CLG Faith.
Yeah, great start by them. Just popping that early flash on anticipation means then they should have a little bit more free range to go and invade that jungle more. And especially when you have Town and Lissandra, he can claw over like if they ideally if they got the ward not where they had it there, on the red buff, but maybe on the chickens, then they could get like an easier gank potentially onto anticipation in that case where Town could claw over, see if he can get some a little bit of poke out with Nico, but not going to be the case. They just get the early ward, know where the red is, so this way they see. They both are going to start on this bottom side with their buffs. Baco going to do a solo push here while we see that Andy and Ezreal are going to help him out. But I like this matchup though. I really hope that we can see the Ezreal just push out so much with the damage. And I think he can. I think it's just, ooh, look at that poke already. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, speaking of the rosters really quick, we got CLG Faith over on the blue side. Draco going to be rocking that Gwen with that Ghost teleport. You got Bakio as the Trundle in the jungle. Town can be with that Lissandra, that Flash teleport, as Arian gonna come in with that Fleet Footwork on the Senna with Flash heal, and then Walls Talking Trevor going to be the Tom Kench with, interestingly enough, going Guardian, but is gonna go with that Flash and teleport. Going to be a very fun opportunity to see what we can get out of that TK with that teleport, but that is your roster, CLG Faith.
Yeah, and then we're going to see TA Sussy bring out Modified 9 as the Kale here. We're going to have Anticipation as well as the jungler of Xin Zhao, who's going to get met with opposition right now.
Yeah, going to be Anticipation up against Bakio, not checking the brush, and is going to have to walk away, does not have any way to escape, and they knew it. That was a great play from CLG Faith, and they are going to get first blood along with that red buff.
And unfortunately, I cursed them, not in the way that I was thinking, but it still happened, kind of, just because of the fact that you had that early ward there, you were able to gank, and the fact that you didn't check just shows that, unfortunately, you see Bakio get that advantage. But that means he's going to get that red buff there, going to take those camps on the top side with the Krugs there, but hopefully, Raider's going to get some good poke here in the town. Oh yeah, there you go.
Sure is, yeah. Completing the roster for TA Sussy, so you've got Radar in the mid lane going to be playing with Predator as the Vigar, and then you've got Last Dance and Andy Incher going to be the Ezreal Karma in the bottom lane. Now, Anticipation showed himself with that Scryer's Bloom. Now, CLG Faith knows that Anticipation is going to be on the bottom side of the Rift, and it looks like that is going to be a play potentially top side, modified. Maybe going to be in trouble here. Gotta be careful. He is going to be pinging that there is going to be something going on, as Modified is going to get hit by the Pillar of Ice. Should be able to be just fine considering the push wave, but will just take a little bit of damage.
Yeah, you also have Fleet Footwork too, so you're able to, again, kind of sustain just in case something happens here. But otherwise, no, like you said, rounding off the team was really well. I think I'm excited more for Last Dance to kind of pop off with this Ezreal, just because of the fact that he's getting really good poke out, especially with Andy, and with the fact that Auntie is down here right now. I'm hoping that they can eventually get a good tower dive.
Could potentially be the case. Anticipation is now level 4. Could come in for that tower dive, but we also see that Bakio's on the way to potentially assist with a 3v3. A 3v3 tower dive in favor of CLG Faith for sure. And with that being said, looks like the opportunity did not present itself, and so Team Ambition Sussy will back away. While Stalking will, I think, see where Anticipation was at, so should be a back away here for TA Sussy, as they can now go potentially for the Gromp and then his Wolves, because they are back online. Mountain Drake also spawning. So our predictions are potentially still there for our souls here in this game.
So far, I think we're good. I wasn't really gonna go mountain this time. I thought it was just not really something needed. I think for the teams, I think the Inferno. It's either gonna be, in my opinion, R2 or Inferno. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna potentially see the 2B. But
Nice root from Town as we do get the Audacious Charge coming in from Anticipation. Going to be able to get the knock up onto Bakio. Another one becomes Lightning as the Flash is going to come forward. Bakio is in trouble. Anticipation does have Flashback as Radar is looking to be able to potentially pick up a kill. Going to have to use Flash to be able to get away from Town, and Bakio is now Anticipation maybe in trouble. We got Andy Incher on the way, but Arian is coming through trying to be able to pick up a kill, but it's Anticipation that goes down, and Andy Incher is now going to be in trouble. The Abyssal Dive to be able to destroy any chance of escape. And that is a double kill for Town, and the Dragon is next.
Yep, Dragon's going to be engaged very easily by them with really no opposition. I think the good advantage that Baco did there was the fact that... Oh, never mind.
And Modified gonna have to drop that Divine Judgment as Draco goes in with that Needlework. Draco also in a significant advantage in terms of CS with that Leeching Leer comparatively to a Pickaxe. Modified, though, looking to play a little aggressively, can potentially go in, but does not have the Divine Intervention as we take a look at that replay here in the mid lane.
Yeah, he had a really good event horizon. I think that Claw was good by Town, but you know there was really good trading going in on the Baco here, and this
Hold that
is
thought
where...
though, as we got live, not going to be able to get it, and Modified is going to be forced out of Flash in the live feed.
But regardless, what I look at is Town still played this well. He chased down and had no problem helping out Arian get that kill. Andy trying to save him out as much as they can, but I think if they could have rotated up with the shield there, he would have been okay in that aspect, potentially. And the other fact is, unfortunately, Radar didn't have a lot of mana, so when he's trying to spam out, he's just not able to get that trade-off that he would like. So that's where I feel like Baco is kind of realizing, hey, you know what? We can trade better early on, because I'm not going to take as much damage from the Vygar here, so I think this is something that he's playing very well. Same thing with Town, so hope that they can keep that going for themselves. But regardless, looking at Annie, Annie's down a little bit right now. Hopefully he can get that momentum going. Isn't down much on CS, but you know that kill and assist going over to Baker right now is not looking good.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, over on the live feed, Anticipation and Modified tried to go for a tower dive against Draco, but they overcommitted, and Modified was actually forced to flash because he took tower aggro before the Xin Zhao, and it ended up resulting in that flash being taken away, so not going to be able to have that Summoner Spell available for potentially another gank here in the top lane. Team Ambition Sussy has kind of given the early game over to CLG Faith with that first blood going up against Anticipation. The Xin Zhao is now way behind, and you can see that that is reflecting in how aggressive CLG Faith is playing. Not only were they able to take the Rift Herald, but Draco was also looking to be able to take this red buff, and TA Sussy continuing to be behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, I mean, this is the unfortunate thing is when you have this team ahead so far, they are going to try and take your objectives as much as possible, which then you really want to try to get up there and see if you can maybe get a gank off, get your buff back, but at that point, with Gwen having red, it's really just kind of just denying out Annie, and it's unfortunate, but that's something that, again, he should expect at this point because of the fact that the team is getting very ahead here for CLG. CLG's up 3K right now, and not to what I was talking about with the first strike coming around here, but Baco.
Modified going to potentially be in trouble as another Great Frozen Pillar. The Subjugate's going to come in as well. Modified is going to be forced to utilize that Divine Judgment, so it will be needlework for Divine Judgment, but no Summoner spells used in that exchange.
Yeah, no summoners used, which is fine. I mean, you have to look at that his flash has already been down, so he can't really use anything else. So is also Baco's flash, but Anticipation putting in some good aggression in right now.
Yeah, gonna be able to get the Wind Becomes Lightning, but a good Glacial Path from Town will be able to keep the Lissandra safe. That was, what we talked about there in the draft, is just gonna be able to get away from those ganks, and I feel like we're seeing what was discussed in the draft kind of come to fruition here, is that the lanes and the ganking potential here in these lanes is just going to be far easier for CLG Faith to be able to execute upon, and that has been the case so far. Got Andy Incher here in the top lane, looking to be able to provide a little bit of support to Modified, as Last Dance, 85 CS right now, should be able to be somewhat easily able to manage Arian and Walls Talking as the Ezreal, but cannot survive a 3-man dive, as we do have anticipation on the way. This could potentially be a 2v3 dive if Walls Talking and Arian do decide to execute upon it. Anticipation is looking to stay out of turret or as vision range, as we do also see that Bakio is going to drop that Rift Herald, and it looks like we might be seeing a response here as Anticipation is going to come in. It looks like the Rift Herald will be able to take the tower down. Maybe, barely not, will survive for the time being, as we do get Last Dance being able to get a little bit of damage onto Arian, but looks like CLG Faith is looking to be able to walk away. No initiation there from Anticipation, as Radar will catch out town in the river. Continuing with this, though, it just continues to be a back and forth with the dragon spawning in 5 seconds.
Yeah, but this might be a good collapse going on with them right
now. Looks like they will back away for the time being, dropping some wards in the process. Clouddrake is up for grabs here, and considering the Arian is very low, they might not want to go in for this Drake, but it does look like Town is looking to be able to go in for some harassment, but it won't be enough. Dragons will be evened out, and Gigatron, you are correct here in this game. It is an Ocean Sullen Rift here in this third game of the Open Qualifiers.
Yeah, I mean, this is the great thing, I think, again, for this team is having Ocean. Whether it goes either side, the sustainability that they need is a lot. I mean, the only thing you really have is Talon still gets away with that passage there, but the fact that, again, Draco really doesn't have too much sustain, but you have a lot coming from Baco, and as well as Arian. So I'm thinking if you get those on there for them, it's going to help out, but you have to look at it on the other side. Annie and the rest of the team could definitely use it. I mean, they need something because of the fact that their only really tank isn't really a tank, and that's Anticipation on this down.
Draco looking to be able to get some damage in onto Radar, who does have the flash available. The Needlework's going to come through. Nice dodge of the Dawning Shadows, as Draco will get hit by the Event Horizon, but will not take any damage. Ghost used in that exchange.
I think he's rotating up top here. It looks like Modified should get at least one plate. We'll try to take down potentially two, but looks like Draco's going to get here pretty easily.
Yeah, very easily done here. First tower of the game was taken in the bottom lane with that Rift Herald play coming in from Bakio, Arian, and Walls Talking. They were able to escape, and the cost of being able to get that first tower and the gold advantage that it does provide was that Cloud Drake. So, considering the value of one Cloud Drake comparatively to the gold of the tower, it was definitely a positive play for CLG Faith. They recognized that if they tried to risk going for the dragon as well, it could have been disastrous for them. They could have given Sussy an opportunity to get back into the mid game, but that is not going to be the case. And the gold lead will continue to rise for CLG with a about 3,500 gold advantage.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not too much more than we last looked at it, but you have to look at Drakes are even out. You have a little bit of the turret and the Rift Herald advantage still going towards CLG, but I look at, can we get a stat count? I want to see where he's at with his souls. He's at 45. Wow, he's farming well. And as like you mentioned, we were hoping they could potentially stall that out, but looks like he's scaling pretty much on par right now.
Taking a look at, scaling and getting into those advantages. 119 stacks on Radar as well, like you talked about. That's an extra 119 AP, currently at 221. Decided to go with that Everfrost, as it does look like maybe it is going to be a play here. Town is going to be on a ward, but there was a control ward there in that brush, so there's no way for them to be able to come in. Teleport's going to be utilized by Draco to get to the top lane, as the Rift Herald is started by CLG. They are looking to be able to make a play on the top side of the Rift, and it looks like they will indeed be able to go for it. Team Ambition Sussy is not going to be able to do anything about it, and they will not really be able to get anything in return.
No, not so. I mean, they're gonna get the scuttle on the bot side here, which is fine. Which will still help for the Drake that's coming up soon. But Drake's gonna be in less than a minute 30, and we see some fighting going on here in the mid lane. But Draco is getting that nice split push on this top side turret, so and he's actually just gonna proxy at this point.
I mean, you might as well. Draco knows that he can probably go in and win the 1v1 with a 30 CS advantage and a Rift Maker, comparatively to the Wit's End. Modified, though, is still going to go in. He's going to be able to dodge that first needlework and is trying to be able to pick it up. Great utilization of the hollowed miss, but it's not going to be enough. Draco is going to fall, and Modified will pick up the first kill for TA Sussy.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna see Draco fall down here, but you know what? That means for Modified, he gets ahead that little bit more. He does have that Wit's End start going for himself right now, so he is able to trade and handle Draco that little bit easier now, even though he has that Rift Maker. The question, though, is can he get the CS back up for himself to be a little bit more even? Because he is down good about 23 right now, so if he can even out that little bit more, maybe then he can have a little bit more of the advantage and scale that a little bit stronger and ahead of the Gwen here. But as I look at this mid lane, it's still kind of daunting to see this Senna and TK just doing so much here. Oh, good thing that is.
Yeah, definitely a punishing power play there for against CLG Faith. Sussy was able to pick up the tower in the top lane for their rewards, and the headbutt will come through, but it will not be able to take the tower, so not the greatest utilization of that Rift Herald and for Shelly. Dragon was started. We've got Draco and Walls talking, looking to be able to defend this mid lane tower, and because there is enough resistance there, they will be able to survive that play. Dragon is going to get taken in response to that Rift Herald. So, looks as though, you know, across the Rift, it is about an even play here between TAS and CLG, but it is now only a 2,000 gold advantage for CLG. Team Ambition Sussy has definitely been able to get some control back here in this mid game.
Yeah, I think they're trying to gain what they can. It's just, you know, can they get it in the amount of time that they want? And I think they're getting there with it. I mean, you're very close to Ezreal's 2-item spike. He already has the max stacks on the tier right now, so hopefully when he goes back and gets that Murra mana, that will really help him out that a little bit more. And then I'm hoping that, you know, with the scaling that we have here on Radar, that it helps out. But
hold that thought, though. We got a Frozen Pillar coming in. Anticipation's going to use the Crescent Guard. Is going to be able to survive a lot of this damage, and will be able to flash away. Draco going to come in with that needlework. Anticipation will survive, but the tower is potentially not long for this world and will fall. We've got both Radar and Modified in the side lanes, looking to be able to push them forward, but unfortunately, we're not able to find a response for that play. So in total, the tower and 2 flashes are going to get taken away from TA Sussy. Meanwhile, Draco only having to use their Ghost.
Exactly. And Ghost, I feel like, is kind of just like used pretty freely when it comes up, just because of the fact that it's such a useful summoner spell at this point, because if you're going to use it in a team fight, you get that takedown, you get that refresh on it, and you can just kind of keep rolling with it. But right now, Draco's going up against Radar. Radar really should kind of back off at this point because of the fact that Gwen, as much as she doesn't look that daunting, is definitely very much so. But I want to see how Modified deals with talent. Oh, the sad beat comes out.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay, I would say, there for Modified. He was worried about a potential counterplay from Faith. He was trying to be able to rectify some of what was going on in the mid lane by being able to take that bottom tier 1 tower, but decided, I think it was a little wishy-washy in their decision making. They pushed the lane forward and then went into the brush to try to go in for that back animation, but then decided to wait when he realized that it was Town that was going to be the response. And unfortunately, didn't really get anything for his efforts, wasted a couple of moments there, and just kind of gave away that tower in the mid lane for free to CLG Faith. But there is still hope for Team Ambition Sussy. They are still in a decent position as Draco is still going to be able to take this tower down in the top lane. It looks like that will be the last outer structure going to be taken away, as we get to see on screen Walls Talking was able to go in for that tongue lash and take that big chicken.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta love it when you see that. Oh no.
Hold that thought, though. Anticipation's going to be hit by the Crescent Guard, as well as Talking is going to potentially go in with that Abyssal Dive. Draco will be able to finish the job, and that is going to be their first kill of this game.
Yeah, good kill for them right
Radar.
now.
Oh, very close.
So close. Unfortunately, just not the right timing there in that case, especially with the empowered Inner Flame Mantra combo there. But looks like they're going to take this. They might have some opposition with this. See what happens here from TA.
Yeah, Radar is looking to be able to get the Event Horizon, not able to land it as Modified is now on the way, having to use Teleport to come in. Are they going to be able to find anything here? With the Baron down to about 3,000 HP, Anticipation is now back online, but he will not be here for this fight. It is a 5v4. Who is going to be able to get the Baron? Will CLG Faith be able to get the Smite in? Who gets it? It will be Bakio being able to be strong enough with that Smite trigger and will be able to pick up Baron for CLG.
Yeah, great job by him, just holding the Smite, not trying to get, unfortunately, Smite vicious. But, you know, it's okay.
This could be really, really rough here for Sussy, as Draco's going to come in with the teleport, going to get hit by the Everfrost, but does have the needlework to try to deal what damage they can. Town with a great Everfrost themselves, and that's going to be Radar going down. Town is on a killing spree. Bakio's going to be able to pick up their second kill, and Team Ambition Sussy are now running for the hills. Anticipation's going to get hit by the Devourer from Walls Talking, and that's going to be another kill for CLG Faith. 3-0 in favor of Blue Side.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really good job by CLG. They look at the fight. They had a really good TP. They have the advantage right now of being able to lock down, I think, a little bit better compared to TA right now, unfortunately, just because of the fact that he has that Frozen Tomb. You're able to, again, just use the Abyssal Voyage, and the fact that you could just layer well for that needlework to come out is just so good by them. So, but we're going to see it again right here. They get the turret, which is good for TA, but that pillar has been pivotal this game. They've been able to get really good ones so they can set up with this Everfrost here. You already see there's so much coming out from CLG here, and it's just like, okay, you already see the Frozen Karma trying to see if she gets some damage out, but the other aspect is Dissipation pretty much just stuck on by the time catch. And this is where I kind of got worried a little bit when you're having this and not having necessarily another tank to really help out to kind of combat the Tom Kench, just because of the fact that Tom is one of those ones that will stick on you no problem, has the advantage a lot of the time just because he can just keep tongue lashing. He's got that extra built-in shield for himself just in case something goes wrong, but unfortunately nothing's gonna go wrong for him. He's got a really good advantage right now. So Walls, good job by you. But what I want to see is TA come back a little bit more. You're down a good amount now at this point. You're down about 6k, and big swing, not in the way that we were hoping, but hopefully they can get a kill onto either Baco or Town right now.
Yeah, if they can maybe get those bounties taken care of, maybe get a little bit of gold back into their pockets, they can bring this back. Modified is still getting stronger and stronger. Decided to go with the Kraken Slayer Wit's End coming through here to kind of, you know, maybe be able to get a little bit away from the health bars of Wells Talking and Bakio, but unfortunately, I don't know how effective that is going to be. You need to be able to get in range to be able to get all those auto attacks, and it feels like Modified is still relatively weak, as Radar is going to try to come in. Great use of the skip and snip to be able to get away from the Everfrost, so Radar will not be able to utilize that Predator. Andy Incher is going to be able to see the 3 members of CLG are looking to be able to siege in the top lane. And with that Baron push and those 3 kills, CLG Faith is able to pick up 2 inner structures. The base of TA Sussy is still intact, but it is definitely still under siege.
Yeah, it's definitely under siege. I think they're looking at, they're going to try and rotate towards this bot side. Draco's had it pushed in for a while now, but oh my.
Yeah, Draco's gonna once again just be able to skip and snip away from Radar. This Gwen has put in so much value in being able to magnetize several players from TA Sussy to the top lane in the early game, but then also several members in this split pushing 1-3-1 or 3-1-1 combination. Been able to bring 2 members down from TA Sussy to give CLG the advantage in the other 2 lanes. So really going to be difficult for TA Sussy to be able to combat Draco at this point. Level 15, prepare to fight to Modified at level 14. Modified is probably the only member that could potentially go in for a 1v1 against the Gwen, and even then, it's somewhat risky.
Exactly, and that's where it's really something that you don't want to take risks, but at this point, I feel like you kind of have to, because you want to make sure that you can keep yourself going and hope that you can regain that momentum, especially for TA right now. But we do have word that from the mainstream right now, TA won against here for T-shirt, so it's going to be an interesting, I think, PG experience for them. They're now going to go to 2-1, but right now for TA Sussy, I think it's just, again, a really good stall game that they have to go for. Modified still leveling up very well. Radar's getting there with those stacks. I think it's just, once you get to that point, you'll be good. But right now, you're still sitting in that mid game, and unfortunately, CLG has a really good advantage right now. They have those 2 Ocean Drakes already, so they are on that Ocean Soul. They'll be up here in about less than a minute 20. So, really excited to see if we're going to stop this, or is it just unfortunately going to go over that?
It's going to be somewhat difficult, I would have to say, because you've got now Last Dance, 0-0-0 right now, 233 CS has been able to remain consistent with Walls talking, but just now has been able to pick up that Muramana and then the Infinity Edge to be able to pair with it, and at a 26-minute mark, that duo is really not going to be able to take control of team fights as much as it could, say, 6 or 7 minutes ago. So not being able to get that opportunity to really capitalize on the Ezreal, despite Last Dance themselves having a decent performance, not being able to find any real advantages with it is going to be a big problem, because Arian still being able to scale up with that Eclipse Umbral Glaive. You've got Draco, who's now Nashor's Tooth, looking to be able to get a 3rd item very shortly, but we are going to get initiation going in on Arian. Arian's going to be healing in, his Anticipation's going to go in with the Audacious Charge. Not going to be able to get to Arian, though, into the play. Maybe going to go back into CLG phase flavor. Anticipation's going to be in trouble, going to get hit by the Dawning Shadows, and now we're going to get the teleport coming through from a town to go in. Arian's going to be able to take down Anticipation. Draco is still going to be alive. Massive multi-man route from town into the Everfrost to continue the onslaught of kills. It is a double for Arian, and it ends up being a 3-for-1 in favor of CLG Fave.
Yeah, 3-for-1 for them. I mean, it's unfortunate because then that means, because Anticipation's down, there's no way really to steal with the Smite. So this means then that they do get this Ocean Soul here. So great job for CLG. They played that fight well. I mean, you're able to stall out to make sure Arian doesn't die, but it's unfortunate. Just Top Catch is just one of those ones that it's really hard to kill. Like here, they have a really good advantage. You get the Everfrost, you get the Event Horizon going, but you're not able to follow up because you get eaten right away. And the fact that now you're just trying to potentially whittle down everyone here, and it's just not working out in that case. You had a really good TP by Town too, and he just is able to collapse onto everyone here and get a nice Everfrost. So this is something that is unfortunate for TA. Because they do get the trade back on Draco, which means, okay, hey, you know what? You stop that scaling a little bit for them, but the problem is Arian's getting a lot right now, and this is what we were worried about.
Yeah, Anticipation once again is going to get caught out. Going to go golden, and this might be a fight that TSLC has to go for. Anticipation is healing, is shielding, but it's not quite enough, as we do get a nice little bit of denial there. Unfortunately, Andy Incher is going to get hit by the knockup from Walls Talking, as they do decide to go in with a little bit of EM from this TK. Will be able to pick up another kill, so it's a 2-for-0 trade in favor of CLG. Anticipation right now 0-6-1 as the Baron gets started by CLG Fave.
Baron's gonna be started by them right now. Again, really no contestation. I feel like there might you could get a true shot barrage coming in. I don't think he's gonna time it in time. Unfortunately, they are taking it a little bit slower because Senna doesn't have a lot of damage yet. But at least knows, hey, you know what? They're still on us. It's been taking a while, and now that CLG has secured it here, they're gonna have this Baron going for themselves. They're gonna try and use this momentum, I think, at this point to end out the game. Hopefully, they can try to just go for that bot side to try to stall out more. But the good thing is you do have Modified splitting around trying to get these turrets. So now you have the 3 outer turrets down for TA. hopefully they can capitalize on a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, Modified is the richest person on the Rift. 13.1k gold, 310 CS. Modified has indeed reached the late game, but is it enough to be able to get TA Sussy the opportunity to come back? Because you're looking at 3 members of CLG Faith that are within 1,000 gold of what Modified is at. So, you know, if math serves me correctly, CLG Faith, 3 is bigger than 1, as we do get a play. Anticipation, once again, is going to get caught out. That Crescent Guard's going to come through town, very low on health, but will not be able to fall. Another death against Anticipation and this Xin Zhao, which is going to lead to a 5v4 power play in favor of CLG Faith for the next 30 seconds. Looking like they're going to be able to push forward into the top lane here. Bakio and Draco looking to be able to get this top lane tower down with the Baron, but going to be the Event Horizon landing onto Bakio, going to be the Event Horizon landing onto Draco as well. Down to about half HP as Modified, looking to be able to deal what damage he can. Town is going to go in. Town is not going to be able to land the Everfrost. Will go in with the Frozen Tomb, trying to be able to survive as Modified is trying to deal what damage he can. Town will go golden. Modified trying to be able to take down anyone he can, but no one will fall. Modified is still alive. Draco is still alive. Town is still alive. Arian will fall as we get 1 kill for Last Dance, 1 kill for Radar. As Radar goes down, it is still a now 3v4 in favor of TA Sussy. They are looking to go in to deal what damage they can to CLG Faith, but with the empowered recall, the rest of that squad will be able to back away.
Exactly, and this is what I like with the fight here. You had everything really go for TA's favor. You're just trying to onslaught out the best that you can, but I'd love to see the replay here so I can kind of show how I felt about. There we go. And you had a really good Event Horizon. You were able to lock down onto Draco as much damage as you can, and then you're getting great poke onto Town. Town's gonna go golden here, which is fine. So, but you're trying to get Faco out as much as possible, trading back on everyone else. You had a really good golden from Modified there, but the fact that, again, you're just able to try to, unfortunately, not get Town there so close, but you had really good flank from Ezreal. Like, if you're able to get just that nice flank off and be able to throw out your double hit, it's just so much. And I think that's what's really been helpful to them, at least in that fight, is Ezreal played that a little bit more aggressive and wasn't really punished at the same time. So I think that's a great job by TA there.
Exactly, and now, unfortunately, though, it is still the wallet potentially going to get smashed down. CLG in a 10,000 gold advantage at the 32-minute mark. It is impressive as Radar gonna get caught by a pretty nice frozen pillar, will not get collapsed upon, though, as Bakio's gonna go in, that outer tower, or that inner tower is gonna go down. Anticipation's gonna try to come through. Bakio's gonna get hit by a nice Crescent Guard, and now going to be forced to flash away. While Talking's going to get hit by the Event Horizon as well. Can he get away? He's gonna get knocked up. He's gonna get rooted. He's gonna get tooted. He's gonna survive the exchange for the time being with that Ocean Soul, but it will not be enough. And with 27 seconds remaining, the rest of CLG Faith is looking to run away as Draco is looking to potentially be able to finish the job. Modified will be able to back away with the Elder Drake spawning in 10 seconds.
Yeah, Modified will get away. Well, actually chase down Draco here. Look at this.
Yeah, Modified is looking to be able to go in. Level 18 versus level 18. This could decide the game. Draco's going to be low. Nice flash from Modified, and Modified will be able to take down Draco and is now on a killing spree and is looking to be able to push out this lane and then maybe teleport to the Elder Drake. As we see Town, Bakio, and Arian now going into a 5v3. They could potentially still lose this game. Arian still alive as the Primordial Burst is not down. Anticipation is low. Town is going to be able to go golden and will be able to go into the Frozen Tomb. Will they be able to get out? Arian will fall, and that's Modified going down as well. TA Sussy being able to take down 4 across the Rift, and they're going to be able to get this Elder Drake.
Oh my gosh. They played it so well too. I think they had just really good rotations, and I think this is another thing that they're doing well right now, is you're having that TP be used to try to get to that mid lane. See if you get that push out that little bit quicker, just because you know everyone else is starting to come up right now. But I think they played this well. You had Modified rotate at a really good point.
And they might be looking to end the game here as well, Gigatron. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm so excited. TA Sussy is looking to be able to potentially finish the job. They'll be able to get an inhibitor down in the mid lane, but they decide to back away with Baron spawning in 42.
Yeah, I think they're looking at the aspect of, again, two of them are really weak between Andy and Radar. So if they were a little bit more healthier, maybe had a little bit more of that blue pool, it would be really good for them. But we're going to come back to this fight here. The really good Event Horizon helps out. You're getting Andy in on a lot of them right now. And even though he falls, he still did the damage he was supposed to do. Again, you're having it where, unfortunately, this is where Last Dance is just popping off this game for against CLG, and I love this. I mean, I want this to happen because we've seen the Ezreal yesterday. It did really good job, but this is where he's definitely excelling right now. He's got a really good lead. He is doing so much damage, and I think that if they can layer out um, modified with Last Dance, doing a lot of damage here, it's going to be a really good game. I mean, this is what they kind of played it out towards, was that, but Radar has been getting really good. Event Horizon's got to commend him for that.
All right, Baron is up. Elder is still up for another minute, and TA Sussy is looking to potentially end the game with a team fight here at Baron. CLG Faith, though, not going to take the bait, and they will give Baron over to TA Sussy, who have been able to bring this game back. They were at one point 12,000 gold behind, but the power of Modified on this Kale, 18,000 gold, 4-0 and 4, has definitely been a powerhouse for TA Sussy, and CLG Faith looking to be able to wait out these buffs. We've got Elder up for another 30 seconds, Baron up for another 230, and so CLG just looking to bide their time.
And try and buy it, and I think that's the smart move for them to turtle out, because if they don't, they try to take a fight. I mean, while that Elder is still on them, they'll be able to burst down pretty quickly, and the only issue is even if you put yourself in that tomb there for town and have that golden go for you as well, as we've seen before, he's just going to be able to fall down. So I think it's smart to just kind of wait it out. Hopefully they can get that top side pushing for themselves, but I look at TA. TA is just playing this great right now, even though being down. They're only down 2K right now. So, and this is such a different game right now. Even though you have CLG with the Ocean Soul, you'd think they'd be able to sustain a little bit more in these team fights. But, man, they're just getting melted like crazy between, as Gordo would say, kill a clock right now. Because it is striking midnight. She has been doing so much right now. You gotta love it. This is where, I mean, look at it. She's got 376 CS. Jeez.
Yeah, 376 CS, but most importantly, Radar, 1,021 ability power, 318 stacks, as CLG Faith once again, you know, this is something that TA Sussy, I don't know what the play is going to be. They have to initiate somewhere, as Anticipation is going to get hit by the root. The Abyssal Dive's going to come in. The Crescent Guard's going to come through as well, as Wall's talking will be stunned for a little while. Teleport going to come in from Draco, as Andy Incher will be forced to flash to be able to get away from CLG Faith. Baron is up for another 50 seconds. They have not been able to push forward and get any neutral or any objectives with it. There are still 2 towers up in the side lanes. The inhibitor is about to respawn in the top lane, though, so that is going to be something that they can look forward to. It is now available, but they were not able to get a team fight while Baron was up. They were not able to get a team fight while the Elder Drake was up, and so we are back to the dance once again.
Yeah, back to the dance. I mean, at this point, I think they just really just trying to turn out as much as they can, but TA is just doing so well. Oh, get him. Oh.
Not going to be able to this time. Yeah. No way. No way. Draco's going to be able to survive that one. Of course, with that skip and snip has been a menace throughout the entirety of this game. Just not being able to allow for any sort of reset or kills. Has died 1, 4, and 4, but those have been attributed to those team fights. And now with the Baron down, the next big objective to think about is this second Elder Drake spawning. Another very long game for TA Sussy. All of their games have been 30+ minutes, and this one is going to go to the 40-minute mark, as we do see all 5 members of TA Sussy looking to be able to go into the mid lane. Town is looking to go in for the angle, but decides not to execute. It is river control for CLG Faith, as the Elder Drake is spawning in 34 seconds.
Exactly, and I think if they can try to play this out where they get their waves out a little bit more, they'll hopefully work out for them. But early pillar coming out from Aiko right now.
Okay.
Draco, Jesus, getting melted.
Yeah, once again is going to be able to get away, but it does not have needlework as we do get modified. Going to get hit by the frozen pillar, but is going to be able to get out of it, so will be okay. But that is Subjugate down for Bakio and Draco. Not going to have needlework, and the initiation has begun. Modified is going to go in. We got Anticipation going in. Going to go Golden Town. Is going to be able to go into the Frozen Tomb. Who's going to be able to win this fight? Modified gets shut down, and it's currently 1-for-1. Andy Idris going to be in trouble. It is 2-for-1 as the Primordial Burst drops from Radar. Radar able to take down Town. Walls talking, trying to be able to get away, will be forced to flash away, and it is a 4v3 for the time being, and now the Elder Drake potentially going to be up for grabs for TA Sussy. Bakio, without Subjugate, does not have a way to get in unless he decides to go for that blast code. If he's able to get the smite steal, it would be enough to potentially give CLG Faith the win, but Anticipation's looking to go in against Walls Talking. Anticipation does also have the Guardian Angel. Anti-Insure is extremely low, looking to be able to heal and shield as much as they can. Shirelias and Michaels are both down for the Karma as the Elder Drake is leashed from both COG and TA Sussy. Both teams know how important this game and this win is, as Radar back with that Primordial Burst can come in with that Predator, but once again, the dance will continue and neither team will decide to go for the Elder Drake.
I don't know, Bako might just go for it. He's sitting here, he's waiting to see if they're going to do anything, but he did the TP coming in, so this way Kale with Modified is going to be here. Maybe see if they can try to stop something. You see that they do look to see if they're on it, and they're not, but they do know that someone is nearby since the Drake is moving out. So, good job by the scouting for them. But, yeah, I mean, they're all back here at this point. I'm ready to see another fight.
Yeah, Radar at around 330 stacks. Can we get a stack count on Senna really quickly before we start this fight? It's going to be 137 stacks on the Senna as the Elder Drake is going to come in. All summoner spells are almost completely down for everybody except for Arian and Last Dance, who both have their flash. The dragon is down to about 5,000 HP. Who gets the dragon as the fight is now going to decide the game as we get a great event horizon from Radar. Arian is going to go down, and it's going to be gold from Town. It's a double kill for Radar. Modified is still alive. Modified will fall. It's a double kill for the Vigar, and another kill for Last Dance as TA Sussy are able to get 3 of CLJ Faith to go down. They will be able to get the Elder Drake, and now they're looking to finish the game. Bakio will die with Walls Talking is the only member to survive, and TA Sussy have 40 seconds remaining until CLJ Faith responds. I think that this is going to be potentially the game as they look to take down this inner tower. They're looking to push forward, and after being behind by more than 10,000 gold, TA Sussy are going to be able to take down the 11th seed. TA Sussy will win this game. They just have to take down 2 Nexus turrets. They take 1. They're looking to be able to get another one. Walls Talking is looking to be able to do what they can. Wait! No! Arian's going to be able to get 1. That's going to be Walls Talking being able to get another as Anticipation trying to be able to get the Nexus to go down. Can he do it? He cannot! Oh my god! The defense from CLG Faith will be enough, and they will survive the siege.
Oh no, I mean, like, really good still by TA here, just the siege can get down the 2 Nexus first. Does mean that if they have, actually here, but they had a ward there, they would be able to get in, maybe with Modified or with, oh my, come back to this. I love this. I mean, just really good aggression, still going on the Walls Talking. I think if they have like really good poke at that point where you're able to lock down an Arian like this, it's just so easy for them. Town falls because again, they have to play in and be aggressive. And it doesn't matter if Modified dies here, just because of how healthy the 4 of them are. They're still able to.
We gotta go back to live. We gotta go back to live really quickly as the inhibitor will go down. Oh boy. Holy moly. I was worried there for a second, Gigatron. I thought that CLG was going to try to go for it, but they decide not to. Anticipation is back up as it looks like Baron is going to be the target here.
Yeah, Baron's definitely going to be the target here. They know that they're on this at this point. I think what we need to do is keep sieging and keep going, because there's no way we're going to be able to really get up there and get it. So just keep pushing down the waves as they're doing right now. But maybe they could get something going on the town or this. Jesus.
Radar's going to be able to stop Bakio from being able to go back and is trying to be able to escape as the inhibitor is going to be the target here from Modified. Modified will die! No! TA's Sussy going in for a massive potential misplay that could cost him the game. Bakio is going to be the target, going to be able to get away, but it will be Last Dance that will be just enough to be able to get it. Last Dance has teleport. Last Dance has teleport to potentially be able to go in and get the Nexus, but it's barren for the side of CLG Faith. They could potentially be able to take this game as there is a ward. Who is going to try to go for it? They're trying to see where Town is at, and they will catch out Town in the Nexus.
Yeah, they're going to catch him out, and that's fine. I think that the big thing is seeing if they can...
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This is so scary.
I mean, it's scary, but I have faith in TA. Not CLG, unfortunately.
Arian didn't see the ward. Arian did not see the ward. He knows that there was a ward there, but he didn't take it out. So there's still hope for that teleport. From Modified and from Last Dance. Potentially try to go for a play. With Modified now up, both teleports are available. They can go in and potentially end the game with a Nexus push. Let's see if they are looking to be able to do it. The ward is still alive. They're going to check that Arian is going to be in the mid lane, and they're looking to be able to push forward. This could potentially be an outplay from TA Sussy if they are able to find a fight that can work for them. Let's see if they decide to execute upon it. This ward is giving me so much anxiety.
It's giving me a lot, too. I think the big issue is if they could have had that wave frozen a little bit more in the mid lane, you know that they're here and everything, which is fine. The problem is we need to see if they can get that TP in time, and I think that's going to be the big issue. Is you don't know where Gwen is right now, who could be just sitting in the ward, which she's very close to it, but I think they really just do it now. They're going to go, but it looks like they're not going to take the trigger on it. Unfortunately, just not a great opportunity for them, but you know what? I think this one is, again, if they could get maybe another ward going. Yeah, it's dead, unfortunately, but they can get something else going for them. Maybe it will work out in their favor, but this is where I really want to see if they can get another good team fight. They played it well last time. I'm hoping that they could do it again here for TA, but that Tom Kent is looking like a nice beefcake right now with over that 5k health. Jesus.
Sure is. Anticipation gonna get caught out and has no flash. So Anticipation not going to be able to get out of this one, and that is Bakio being able to pick up that kill. A 65-second respawn timer on Anticipation, who's now 0, 10, and 7. It is a 5v4 for the next minute.
Yeah, when you have Drake coming up here in 40 seconds, this is not what you want, unfortunately, for TA, just because this means then potentially CLG could burn down this Elder Drake, and this would give them actually a really good advantage for themselves, put themselves back into the game. But I think actually a good team fight here could work out for TA.
If they can do it, as we do get the Frozen Pillar, it's going to be potentially Radar as the target. The Event Horizon is going to land all the damage onto Arian, but not quite enough to be able to finish the job. Radar is in trouble. Radar is going to be able to get away as Modified is looking to be able to do what they can. Going to go into Divine Intervention, but will get devoured, and it's going to be the shutdown onto Arian. Modified is going to resurrect. Town might be the next target, but it's not going to be enough. Walls Talking will be able to pick up that kill and will be on a killing spree with the Elder Drake spawned. CLG Faith is looking like this will be a game for them to lose potentially. If they, I mean, this is looking like a game that they should win, but you know, it's their game to potentially lose as we do get the True Shot Barrage. Does I get it? Oh boy. Oh boy, that was so close.
It's so close. I thought he had that. That was so good from him, but unfortunate. I mean, this game keeps getting better and better. The more it goes on, I'm loving this. Last Dance is just, he's getting so good with this, and I'm really sad that they didn't steal that. But regardless, we're gonna see that Arian's gonna be coming up here shortly. Town's gonna try and get some more CS for themselves, even though they're pretty full built, I'd say, from this part. But not too much longer on the Elder Drake, about maybe a minute 30. left with that. No Baron up right now. Baron's going to be coming up in actually about a minute. So maybe this is the move that TA gets. If they get this Baron, this will hopefully be the way that they can push in and finally end this game.
Potentially. Caddy, our producer, can we get Vigar stacks really quickly? See where we are at on that, and then if we can check souls really quickly. Radar. Nice Event Horizon, trying to be able to get away as he's going to be able to flash away from Bakio, but it's going to be Town looking to be able to execute upon this. Anticipation's going to be able to get away with the other flash as well, and this is potentially the fight. Radar will fall before being able to drop the Primordial Burst. 167 stacks on this Senna is insane. So much AP on the Vigar, but it will not be enough. The Elder Drake is still up for another 90 seconds as another inhibitor goes down. It is modified against the world to potentially be able to be enough damage to be able to finish the job, but with Elder Drake up, it is going to be so difficult. Anticipation's going to be hit by the Nogup's going to be hit by all the damage going to be in. Already the death, as we've already got Last Dance falling. Modified is going to go down next, and that will do it. CLG Faith took 50 minutes to finish the job. They almost lost the game, but they will survive, and they will take it against TA Sussy.
Yeah, I mean, they take this win, and it's unfortunate for TA Sussy. I feel that maybe if they even did take that TP onto the wards there, maybe it could have gone in their favor, maybe not. But regardless, I mean, you still have to look at CLG played this still very well. Same thing with TA Sussy. It's just, again, who has the better mental and who can stay in there for that long run. And that's where you have to look at Bako played very well there, was able to get some good subjugates out, had really good pillars. The fact that you had good passages coming out from town and those tombs were really kind of punishing, especially in those fights. So just unfortunate that they weren't able to get on the area in the last one there as quickly as they would have liked. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen potentially Andy staying with the team more. I know he had to recall and everything, but unfortunately, that's why we do see Radar goes down. And yeah, I mean, CLG played that turtle well, and they get this win, unfortunately.
Yeah, very, very close. Less than 1,000 HP remaining on the Nexus for CLG Faith, but unfortunately, that is not enough to give TA Sussy the win. I mean, that is a game that you got to look back on for both teams because looking at CLG Faith, they were 10,000 gold in the lead at one point, 12,000 gold at their highest point, and they almost lost the game with some incredible misplays coming in from CLG Faith, especially in that top lane with Modified going up against Draco, with Modified being able to take that win at that top lane, being able to deny that siege was really, really tough for CLG Faith to be able to recognize that they just couldn't finish the job. And TA Sussy gave them a real big challenge. All of that BM that we saw almost for nothing as TA Sussy was extremely close to being able to take that win. But with that being said, though, I mean, it was a strong game. TA Sussy, unfortunately, will fall to 1 and 2, as we do have another opportunity to see if they can take their second win. We're going to see who their opponent is going to be in just a moment. I'm sure that a lot of these teams were waiting for this game to complete, but with that being said, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment with our fourth game of this series. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. After a banger of a game three, CLG Faith was able to take the win against TA Sussy, who are now currently 1-2 here in this Proving Grounds Open qualifier, and are now going up against third party for a chance to still compete for a qualifying spot. My name is Moose, and I am joined here today by Gigatron. Of course, we've also got Caddy on the screen as well. And taking a look at the bands, we are rolling right through it. Zeri Gragas Lulu going to be picked up here for TA Sussy. Meanwhile, over on the red side, you've got third party that decided to pick up the Twitch, the Wukong, and the Ari is being hovered and locked in.
Yeah, I mean they are coming out with really good two good team cops. Jesus, a mouthful. Anyways, still looking at the bot lane. I like the Zeri Lulu combo. I think it's really good. And potentially seeing Annie and the Gragas here would be really good. I look at it's got really good range. You can get like a burst out. You have really good CC. So I think this is something that could work out really well for them, especially going into a Wukong. This is going to be a nice matchup in that case. And the fact that you do have a Rat in the game does worry me a little bit. I feel Rat's in a really good spot, but we'll see how Lunar plays it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun matchup. I think both teams, they know exactly how important this match is going to be. If you lose this game, you are, for all intents and purposes, eliminated from this tournament. And considering that TA Sussy had such an amazing game three up against the 11th seed, this should be an opportunity for them to potentially still be able to go 2-2. They're up against a team like Rage, for example, who was 0-2 moving into today, and is up in the same category as them. So I'm feeling really good for TA Sussy's chances considering their performance that they had in game three. But with that being said, though, third party is looking to still be able to draft a lot of CC into this composition. Definitely beware of some shenanigans, because this could potentially, I don't know if like Ari can go top lane, but this could potentially
Oh,
still be a Yasuo angle as the Belveth is hovered.
oh,
There is no way that it gets locked in.
I mean, there's totally a way it could get locked in
No
here.
way.
Yeah, Sway. I mean, this is a good one to pick up. I was wondering if we maybe see one today for us to cast, but no, they're just gonna tease us out, Corky.
Yeah, no way. I mean, the Velveth would have been fun, but considering the importance of this match and considering how new Belveth is, trying to go for something like that and then really faltering for anticipation would be pretty awful here. Especially considering that anticipation did not have let's be real here. Anticipation did not have a good game. He did not have a good game last game. He was 0 and 10, 0 and 11, I believe, at the end of it. Wasn't really able to be super impactful. And so really looking for anticipation to be able to potentially bounce back as we do get a very interesting composition. It looks like it might actually be anticipation going back to the Zed in the jungle.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be Zed Jungle. So unfortunately, I was thinking it was going to be the Gragas, but Gragas will be most likely be in that top lane and the Corky mid. You have like a nice assassin that works really well usually for Annie, just because he's known for really good Zeds, really good talents. So I hope this can work out well for them. He's got two people who can blow up pretty easily. The Wukong will be a little harder, but again, is someone he could definitely knock down pretty well. And the fact that you're dealing with an Orin and a Nautilus, it's gonna be a little bit of a problem. But you know what? I think that they can play this very well for themselves. TA definitely showed us very well that they could take out potentially uh 11 seed here in this last game. So let's see if we can see how they do here. I think again they have a really good count. It's gonna be interesting. I hate the rat, but again, I think he's paired up with an okay support at the same time.
Well, I mean, the goal for third party here is for Lunar to be able to get massive multi-man spray and praise, and
Hmm.
the opportunity for them to do that is extremely possible. You've got Munchie that's going to be playing as this Wukong, along with the knockup from the Call of the Forge God, from the Orin, from Dinka, and then of course you can't forget Raheen going to be playing with that really, really nice Nautilus. If you're able to land a good depth charge, there is so much opportunity for players and champions to stay in place. And that is exactly what Twitch wants. To be able to stay in place, to be able to find a way to be able to not falter in terms of movement and mobility, which I believe is why we see anticipation deciding to go with this Zed. In order to stay alive against the Twitch, you have to make sure that the spray and pray and the damage that it could potentially go out is not going to be as effective because everyone is able to be spread out. And that is what TA Sussy has drafted here. All of these champions have a way to be able to either increase their movement speed, dash, or blink to be able to potentially deny those multi-man knockups and keep themselves alive.
Exactly. I mean, you have the good body slam coming out from Gragas. You have the aspect of again, Valkyrie is going to be really nice, especially if they can get that package out and excuse me, get those rockets because we've seen it lately. Those Corky rockets just still hurt like no other, and I think that's something that if Radar can pop off with that. Also, Radar's not playing Vigor for the fourth time in a row, so this
No.
is going to be really nice to see him on a new champion.
I mean, I thought that his Vigar was played exceptionally well,
Yeah,
but unfortunately it was banned out. So no opportunity to be able to pick that there in B4. But now going to be playing another champion that does like to scale up, that does like to use that tier of the goddess, and can put in tons of damage if you are able to land it. That's the big thing here is, are you going to be able to land all of that damage onto the backline, considering that you have so much frontline here for third party? The Nautilus and the Ornn should be able to keep Dinka, or should be able to keep Lunar and Messages safe so that they are then able to pick out their damage. And especially since Dinka also has camouflage, he's going to be able to roam around these team fights and get the right angle that he needs to then potentially be able to find a good play. And the same thing with Munchie as well in the Wukong, being able to use that clone to be able to dash over walls. They could potentially look to go for a nice flank, and that flank could spell doom for TA Sussy.
yeah, it could spell doom, but I think this is something that you're playing with a Lulu. Lulu can definitely polymorph someone. You have the regrowth, which will still be able to keep them alive very well. You have a lot of good sustain too, if you really think about it, because you have that not radar, anti-insure and modified are going to be able to sustain pretty well once Annie and Last Dance as well as Radar get their more lifesteal items going for themselves, they will be able to sustain well too. So I think that's something that once they get to that point, they'll be really well. It's just waiting to get there. And I like the early game because we could see a lot coming out from Annie right now with those ganks.
Exactly. Gonna be a ton of fun for sure to see who's going to be able to take this game. Expectations are high for TA Sussy here after their performances against Evil Genius Prodigies and against CLG Faith. Both very long banger of a games that ended up resulting in just barely their opponents being able to eke out a win. So things are definitely looking good here for TA Sussy. I do hope that they're going to be able to take this win as well, but we won't know until we actually get into the game. With that being said, though, Gigatron, you were correct. You were correct in game one, or in game three, I should say, with that Ocean Rift. What is
Mhm.
your prediction for the Soul and Rift here in game four?
We're gonna go some spice. I think we're gonna see some hex tech. I'm gonna steal your one from last game. I think hex tech is gonna work really well, just because the gates are gonna really unlock the team's potential for escape on both sides, as well as the engage of getting in and getting really good flanks. You mentioned
For
that
sure.
you kind of want to see that from third party because of the fact that they have that angle. So why not even further develop it by having a hex tech rift?
Well, I mean, I'm going to predict a Cloud Rift kind of in the similar vein, but I do think that it's going to be Cloud here in game number four. Chat, let me know what you guys think the Rift and Soul is going to be here for this pivotal game four game. We'll be right back, folks. And when we do, we're going to be able to see how this game turns out between TA Sussy and third party. You do not want to miss it. We'll be right back.
She make music with a body, call her Pandora, Spotify. Dude's got the lyrics to that body all memorized. Mama get that job done, in fact she overqualified. Boss lady, hot sugar, caramelize. Watch her dance off, she putting a spell on whoever she dance for. Everybody wanna touch it, they can't though. Rules are hands off, still she make them grand stuff. Dollars rain down. Girlie got that fire, fire, like she camped out. Dudes popping tents like they on the campground. She makes music with a body, the ballers they spending money, money. Drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. She makes music with a body, the ballers they spending money, money. Drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. She make music with a body, the ballers they spending money, money. Bunch of sexy baddies up in here, but this one stand out. She a star, make them ballers pull the bank out. ATM shorty ain't gon' give enough funds. Better hit the branch, boo, in preparation. Feature dancer status, she the center of attention. Jacob Javis, the big convention boys coming with them thick stacks. Stadium players got the grip, spin that. Face like a doll, body juicy, deadly when she grabbing them ankles. She make music with her body, she that number one single. She make music with her body, the ballers they spending money, money. Drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. She make music with her body, the ballers they spending money, money. Drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. She make music with her body, the ballers they spending money, money.
Welcome back to this this day of just phenomenal esports action. We've got game number four between Team Ambition Sussy and third party, who are both looking to be able to keep their chances of a win alive. We've got Raheen looking to be able to go in for that dredge line play, but won't be able to make it happen. A good word from Last Dance will deny that edge. My name is Moose, and I'm joined here today by Gigatron. And Gigatron, I mean, after what happened last game, the emotions have to be riding high.
They are definitely. I mean, this is something that it was such a close game. It was also a roller coaster too, because you had this really good high coming off from CLG, then you had that swing going towards TA Sussy, and the fact that it ended up with CLG winning is just still a crazy feat in themselves for them. But I'm looking at the adrenaline's pumping through them. I'm sure right now they're ready to take on third party and see if they can get this game closed out for themselves. Again, I think they picked up a really good one here. They had still really good wards. They kind of know something might be fishy here, but maybe they can. Oh no, get them.
They're looking for it. They're looking for it. It's going to be Acnid going to be potentially the target here, as he is going to get rooted. He is going to be forced off of the red buff. Anticipation will be able to pick that one up for TA Sussy, and is looking to be able to get some chickens as well.
Yeah, good job by him getting that early invade there. Nice job by the team, where they're able to help him out, hopefully get some little bit of an advantage going to Andy this time. Maybe with the swing of this, he can get going a lot better and maybe have a better performance, since you were not as happy with the way he went in the last game.
100%. Definitely, and that's exactly what TA Sussy is looking to be able to go for. Anticipation did not have the game that they wanted here in game number 3. Radar, though, first time off of Vygar here in this series, as Andy Inter is going to get hit by the dredge line. Not a lot of damage coming out from Lunar here in the early stages of the game, as Last Dance will also be the recipient of Lunar's exhaust, so not quite the play that I think third party was looking for.
No, but definitely needed to be used, because yeah, I have to look at Last Dance as someone that you really don't want to trifle with. He is someone that will, when he has the advantage early, will use it. He's doing it very well in the last game, so I'm hoping he can play that way this time around, especially with the Zeri. The nice hyperscale. Ooh, looks like they're going to go invade and take the red side now.
Yeah, that looks to be the case here, as they will be able to drop that ward. They'll know that they've got vision in the area as well, and it looks like Chakua's going to be able to pick up that red buff, and now they might be looking to be able to go for a little bit more. It's going to be the big chicken getting taken. Anticipation is going to be potentially in trouble. Does he have a flash? He'll be able to use the flash, be able to get away, and it's first blood for Messages.
Yeah, really good job by Raheen there, just locking him down.
Modified, though. We're going to be able to get the knockup onto Acnid. Not going to be enough damage, though, so the Ornn will be able to walk away.
Oh yeah, back to, I mean, you had, again, just really good engaged by Raheen, has that nice ignite that came out, and the fact that the orb follow-up just from Messages there just cleans it out. So unfortunately, not knowing that they were on the red buff there really kind of punishes him, but in the end, he still came out with what he kind of wanted. He had that advantage going for himself, but the fact that now you're going to have that Sheen start going on to Wukong here for just Huska is going to be really interesting.
Anticipation now down a little bit in gold against Jakua. It looks like fairly even in terms of what they've got available and at their disposal. But for the first time in this game, at any point, Radar has a CS advantage. Thank goodness. As at Vygar, it's really difficult to be able to get that early CS, and now finally being able to get it, but is going to be in a bit of a tough spot, because Messages, not only with the first kill, but then also with double buffs.
Yeah, I mean, double buffs now, it's kind of punishing for Annie that little bit, but maybe because Aknid is playing up that little bit more, maybe he can get the gank off here. But honestly, they should just kind of just play it out and see if they can the wave going. Oh,
they're looking to go for it, because the Billow's Breath was used and trying to be able to get that headbutt. Will they be able to pick up the kill? Flash will come in. Anticipation wants it, but Acnid will be able to survive. And with the showing in the top lane, Jakua is going to be able to take the first dragon of the game, which is going to be that Mountain Drake.
it's taking a little bit of time. It's in a good amount as well, but should be able to secure that pretty easily here. But Raheem taking a lot of trade damage back.
Exactly, a lot of trade damage. But, like I said, without the jungler there is no way for them to be able to deny that. And unfortunately for Team Ambition Sussy, they will lose out on the first dragon of the game. Infernal Drake is up, though. So it is going to be an opportunity for us both to still be correct on our dragon predictions. Level 6 for Messages, who is potentially a carry here in this game. Potentially seen by Modified, but going to be at tower, so not going to be able to find any sort of play for that roam up from the Ahri.
Yeah, not gonna be a play, but doesn't mean that they can't get some. Ooh.
Oh, very close. Nice dash coming in from Acnid to be able to get away from the re-engage from Anticipation. So once again, showing in the top lane.
Yeah, the cast getting avoided, and it's a little unfortunate there, but you know what? This is something that, again, now it's pushing out Octane out of lane, means he has to go back. It means Modify can get a little bit of CS to even the lane out that little bit more, potentially deny some as he's trying to push it into the wave here, or into the turret here. But again, like the aggression that they're having here, it's just, if Annie was 6, I feel a lot of things would be going a little bit smoother here. But nice beam coming out on the Lunar.
Yeah, I mean, eventually we'll be able to get level 6. I mean, that's just the nature of the game. Very close to it, as Messages does have a bit of a level advantage against Radar, though. Being able to get that first blood and just being able to be in the lane a little bit longer is going to be able to result in the first real advantage for third party here, as Radar is going to be down to about half HP. The Phosphorus Bomb is going to drop. Messages is going to be down to about half HP as Radar gets hit by one more Orb of Deception, but it's not enough to drop the core key. As we see Anticipation waiting in the wings here in the bottom lane, potentially looking to be able to go for a play here against Lunar and Raheem. They are at level 5, level 4. Anticipation wants the damage onto Lunar, but it's not going to be enough.
No, it's not going to be enough. He's playing too safe right now, and the fact that you're not able to really kind of poke out and rain down fire as much as you'd like, it's going to be a little bit punishing. This means then Shuka can then go and take this blue golem here, no problem. Actually trying to get over the Messages. And yeah, really kind of hurts TA a little bit here, but you do see that he is sitting on that bottom side. He could try to go get the buff if he wants to, but not going to be the case. Looks like it's just going to be Andy clearing out a ward here. Oh, Modified.
Kua is going to be potentially in trouble. Does have the advantage of the red buff, but is going to get hit by the explosive cask and will be forced to flash away. Does have Smite available, potentially go for a Rift Herald play, but he is not yet level 6. And so, with Anticipation being able to roam up, they are going to be able to potentially take this Rift Herald here at the 8.5 minute mark. A very early, strong neutral objective that's going to be taken by TA Sussy.
Yeah, I think if they take this, they can hopefully open up the map that little bit more, get more of that gold that has been kind of missing, it seems like, in the games early on, as we see that there is about a 1K, a little over a 1K league going or a third party here. But this is something that I think if they can gain that back that little bit, try to get the second one, so this way they're getting plays or at least getting that pressure across the team. This is something that I think can go very well for TA here.
We'll have to see if they are able to utilize that Rift Herald super effectively here. I mean, if you're able to get a good Rift Herald play, it could be the first tower of the game. It could put you into a very strong gold advantage. And so it's going to be really up to Anticipation here to show us how his Rift Herald play is going to be working out here. If we take a look at other lanes across the Rift, Acnid is in a strong position up against Modified, who is looking to be able to play a little bit more of an AP style build, and maybe looking to go for that Everfrost or maybe even a Luden's Echo. But once again, it's going to be third party looking to be able to find a play here potentially in the bottom lane, as we do see Last Dance potentially in trouble. Great ward coming through and a great flash from Last Dance to be able to get away from Messages and Raheem. They will not be able to pick up that kill.
No, not gonna be able to, but you have to expend a flash, which is not ideally what you want to do, but again, you'd rather save your life than, you know, unfortunately give something up. But this is not looking good.
Should be able to get away, and they do. Great little counterplay coming in from Radar and Anticipation. They're going to be able to take a turret plate here in the mid lane, and they will be ready to potentially go for that dragon that is spawning in 15 seconds. Will be that Infernal Drake, so the opportunity for us to have both of our Drakes still be available is there. Modified is on the way, going to be able to get the knockup, going to be able to get a nice explosive cast onto Lunar, going to be the target, going to get knocked up by Andy Incher's Wild Growth, and Lunar will go down. That is 1 kill for Radar, and with the ADC down and 5 members of TA Sussy in the bottom lane, they will be able to pick up this Infernal Drake, and let's find out who is correct. Who's going to be able to be correct here in Game 4? It is, of course, you, Gigatron, with that Hextech Rift spawning up.
Yeah, unfortunately, I would love to see. Oh, this is what I love seeing. Great explosive gas. You already get, the great engage from Annie. What's perfect about this too is Lunar tries to flash and heal at the same time and can't escape away. And it's a great job by Annie Incher with that regrowth. So I love the timing he had there. So great job by him.
We are now running out of time for Anticipation to be able to use that Rift Herald. Decided not to pop it in the mid lane, and will be able to get one more reset before he does have to use it in his next play. I think it would be really good if they are somehow able to get down messages and then are able to use the Rift Herald to take out the mid lane, but considering that it's not going to be the easiest lane to be able to gank, it might still be able to go into the bottom lane here, but like I said, Anticipation is running out of time on that Rift Herald.
He is. I think maybe, probably play through bot would be the idea. Maybe you could go after Ocnid if you have
He's gonna have
pretty good combo. Yeah, because the problem is Modify doesn't have a lot of mana. I mean, he could potentially get a combo off, but the problem is if Ocnid can dash away, then it's really going to be, I think, a little bit of a problem. But 3 are down here.
Yeah, 3 are down here, and Anticipation is going to show in the mid lane, and we'll drop the Rift Herald. Not the best play that I wanted from Anticipation, especially since he got such a big early neutral objective. You need to be able to get those turret plates there, and Jakua is going to just be able to come in, and not even needed. Messages will be able to pick up that tower, or pick up the rest of the Rift Herald, and now you're not really able to get the play that you want. Andy Incher able to escape Raheen, though. Almost gets hit by that dredge line, as we again have multiple members of third party here in the bottom lane.
They're really just trying to focus on this bot side because of the slight advantage that, punishing Lunar a little bit with the kill. And I don't know. Honestly, I think it's maybe a little time consuming there for the Wukong, but I think if maybe capitalize on something great, but in the end, he's really spending too much time, and I like to see him maybe go elsewhere, see if he can just get some camps going for himself, and then play towards that Drake that's going to be coming up here in about 2.5 minutes.
Turret plates will also be going down in about 15 seconds. That will definitely weaken them and will give TA Sussy the opportunity to potentially go for that mid-tier 1 tower, be able to open up the rift a little bit more against Jakua, who is very close to being able to get that Divine Sunderer, as Eclipse is also on the way for Anticipation. Because of the turret plates that he has been able to get and the assist, they have been able to result in about 1,000 gold advantage for the Zed right now, as Messages is going to get hit by a little bit of damage against Anticipation, but that is a very powerful Ahri in about even contention with Radar right now. Both players able to get some damage onto their turrets, both players able to get a kill, and both of them pretty much even in CS as well.
Exactly. And since they're both pretty much even in CS, I'm hoping that Radar can stall out, hopefully get some good amount of CS here, and not have to give up a kill to this team right now, just because of the fact that all 5 of them are just sitting here for this Rift Herald, which feels a little insane. Maybe it's actually going to be a Rift Herald dance. Oh, never mind. They already started it. So.
No way. Yeah, no way here. They are going to be seen on the Scuttle Crabs, so knowing that there's multiple members, it could be an opportunity for Team Ambition Sussy to be able to get some advantages across the rift. Anticipation's going to be able to find Lunar, who does not have does not have flash, can be able to exhaust Anticipation, but it will not be enough. An easy kill catching out the rat in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, he's just using those Shadow Slashes and Rager Shurikens really well. The fact that he got that nice death mark, even with being exhausted, just shows that, yeah, he's got a lot of rock power right now. And you really don't want to mess with Andy, but that's the good thing also coming out from Last Dance is just they're able to take down this turret, which means they get that advantage going for themselves. But messages, jeez.
Yeah, Radar able to eerily, not easily, but eerily escape all of the, oh, I didn't want to say easy because it wasn't easy. It took a lot of coordination to be able to make sure that that Valkyrie worked, as the Rift Herald will get spawned in the mid lane. Radar did have to back, so he will be on the way, and he does also have the package available. Both Rift Heralds are going to be spawned in the mid lane. Neither of them were able to take down the tower. Radar was seen on that ward and decided not to go for it. Instead, they are looking to be able to go for this dragon, that Hex Tech break, and get the dragon advantage here at the 16.5-minute mark.
Exactly. Andy playing a little bit with fire there. I know he's got his team, but still, I would be very careful as, you know, anticipation trying to take this Drake down very easily here. But yeah, we'll secure the second Drake for themselves. And yeah, I'm liking the Hex Tech here. Like I said, I think this is going to be a really good rotation for both sides. But like, unfortunately, that second turret's going to fall down here. First turret for third party here in this mid lane. And yeah, I mean, this advantage, again, is going over to TA, which is kind of a surprising factor early on. They have a 2K lead, and it's going well, I think, for them right now.
I wouldn't say that I'm surprised. I mean, considering their performance against Evil Geniuses and CLG Faith, but it's definitely a sigh of relief to see them in control of an early game. They haven't quite grasped the early game, and now, I mean, we're in the mid game now, and they don't quite have control of the mid game to a point where, hey, you know, we're going to just be able to take this game. There's not going to be really any issues with it yet. There is still the opportunity for third party to come back, but you've got Andy Incher that has been performing very well on these supports, especially with this Lulu. Last Dance has yet to die, is in a significant gold advantage against Lunar, and as we saw, Anticipation is in a great position up against Nachakua, who is, you know, almost 1,000 gold, maybe 1,200 gold behind. So definitely a good position for TA Sussy to be in, and I'm looking forward to seeing how their mid game plays out.
Yeah, I think the big thing is since you have it lead going Annie, and hopefully can get Radar going, especially because he is on that Corki, then this is where a lot of their teams can really pop off and spike. Annie especially has been performing very well this game, and this is why I think that's why there's that little bit of a lead coming towards them with the gold, because again, early on they haven't been able to kind of really capitalize on that. So the fact that they're doing it now is why I'm more surprised in that aspect. Again, they've been having a really good performance this week, so I am again excited for this, for especially a secondary TA team. But regardless, Sussy, I mean, this is something that I think I'd like to see a little bit more aggression. Maybe see Modified come down and get a really good explosive cast again, and just put TA even more ahead. I know you're dealing with Ornn, and you really don't want him to get levels, because then those ornaments become a problem. Because again, this is what third party's looking for, is that late game just as much as us, especially with the Zeri as well as the Corki. But that's something that I have to look at, is hopefully there won't be something too bad going towards TA side. But issues have been resolved. Looked like TA was lagging a little bit there, but look like they're going to continue on as Raheem is trying to get some more wards onto this bottom side here. See if they can pick out someone.
I definitely agree with that statement, saying that, you know, you want TA Sussy to be a little bit more aggressive. I think that that was maybe one of their flaws in the CLG Faith game, is that despite having advantages with Elder Drake and with Baron and with power plays, they weren't able to capitalize upon them, and they didn't utilize that opportunity to be able to get a ton of gold on the Rift and utilize it to potentially get towers or inhibitors. And these slow-paced games are fine, but if you have an advantage, you don't want to give your opponent the opportunity to come back from it, as Radar is going to be in trouble, does have the flashes, not going to be able to use it, and that's an easy kill for third party, as Lunar will pick up there first.
Yeah, just really good rotation by them. Raheen had a nice depth charge there, and unfortunately is going to lock down Radar, but this means that they're going to try and go in on Annie.
Yeah, Anticipation is going to back away as the tower will also get taken. It is a 5v4 power play in favor of third party for the next 14 seconds, and with the extra man on the Rift, Sussy is unable to, or I'm sorry, third party is able to pick up that top tier 1 tower. That's the second tower for them in this game, which evens up the score 2-2. The only slight advantage that Sussy has right now is the now dragon that they were able to pick up in comparison to third party a little earlier back. So if they're able to pick up another one, they should be in a very good position being able to control the bottom side of the Rift, and with that soul point potentially as a catalyst for a win condition. We'll look to see if they are going to be able to make that happen as we get to the 20-minute mark. Teleports are going to be used. We've got, both of these teams trying to be able to find advantages on the side lanes, and so far, it's been a back-and-forth battle.
Exactly, and this is where I kind of like those games, because I hate having such a one-sided factor, and then it finally swings back kind of a thing. Even if it is for your own team that you're rooting for and everything, I just feel it's always nicer to see kind of close matches like we've seen actually with Sussy throughout the yesterday and today. So, but Ice Everfrost there on the Octid, maybe something's gonna happen here, and he's gonna back off and realize, maybe this is not the move. As we see that there's 3 more from third party here.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no way that you're going to be able to take down Acnid in a 2v1 situation quickly enough to be able to, make that kill worth it. We have 3 members of third party in the brush, and Modified is going to be the target here. Teleport is available for Radar if they do want to be able to potentially defend against it, as Modified is able to pick up one knockback with that explosive cask, and will be able to avoid using their flash. But unfortunately, because it was used, and because the tower is so low, third party will take a tower advantage here at the 21-minute mark.
That will be the case here, but what's good is you do see Radar is on the top side, pushing out that wave into the top turret, so no one's able to soak it up for some XP right now. And it looks like 2 waves are actually going to crash in there, so one wave will at least definitely be denied, and actually Bounce rotating towards this. Looks like it's because that Drake's coming up here in 20 seconds or less right now, and I wonder if he can take this one.
Yeah, 12 seconds remaining until the Drake does spawn. Explosive cask will be available at about 15, so something that we gotta think about here is now Radar going back to potentially be able to pick up that package and the teleport that comes with it. Anticipation's gonna go forward, gonna get hit by the dredge line, but will have the Edge of Night to be able to get away from it, but will not have that available the next time that they come through. Messages looking to be able to go in for a flank, and now it's going to be third party, and it's going to be laying the trap that they wanted. Andy Incher will fall along with Modified. Radar was nowhere to be found, and that was an easy play for third party.
Yeah, great one by them. Radar here is trying to look to see if maybe they can get some poke out onto this. But yeah, it looks like Annie's not even going to try to steal it. Ooh, Dragon actually resets. Interesting.
Yeah, not going to be able to get it there, and Radar will unfortunately not going to be able to do anything with that package. Might use it to try to stop a back. Does stop 2 backs there, so maybe looking to be able to move forward and pick up a tower for their efforts. Going to have to use the Valkyrie to get into the lane, and with only 1 teleport from Acted, that might be the response here for Sussy, as they will be able to pick up that mid-tier 1 tower and get a little something in return for their efforts.
Yeah, so all our turrets are down for both sides here, so we're good to see. Yeah, here's this replay. I mean, unfortunately, they just get caught out in this choke. And the fact that Orange Horn with the Fall of Warjack comes out is just so detrimental to the team there, so really sucks that unfortunately you have 2 people fall, but you know what, in the end you still come out with an objective. Even though you're trading the Drake in 2 kills, you're still getting a turret in the mid lane, and I think as long as they keep up with the turret game here, they should be able to still come out with something and come out on top, where I feel like there's not going to be too much punishment. But
Okay, we got a play coming in as we do have Modified going to come in, going to try to be able to find a play onto Raheen. Raheen's going to be the target, and Raheen will fall. Modified does not have explosive cast, but will get a huge Everfrost onto Jakua. Is going to try to be able to get away from all the damage, but it's going to be Last Dance being able to pick up one. So it's going to be a 3v5 for the next 30 seconds as the Baron now is going to be started. Modified's going to be about a half HP. Anti-Injure is going to be targeted now from the Baron as Acnid is going to be able to dash away. The Baron is going to be stopped, and Acnid will not be able to get the knockup from the Call of the Forge God. But a Charm under Radar messages will be able to pick up that kill. Modified's going to flash forward, going to try to be able to pick them up, and it won't be enough. We've got Last Dance going to be able to pick up a kill on to Lunar, but Wash is going to be in trouble. Wash is going to try to be able to escape, but it won't be enough. And it's Third Party that comes out with a double kill for Acnid and 4 kills to 3.
Yeah, 4 kills to 3, unfortunately. This is something that I think did go well for TA, but again, just unfortunately when you have Radar get picked out, I mean, here's the great TP that came into play here. He had a really good flank. I'm going to give that a Modified. He walked down Nautilus, no problem here. They got onto Wukong very easily here. The fact that they're able to pepper down really means that they should be able to get the Baron here, but because of the engage that potentially comes out from Third Party, they really didn't want to essentially get knocked up for Knockmid, so...
We gotta go back to live really quickly, though, because Baron is going to be started here, and it does look like it is going to be initiation from TA Sussy to try to potentially get some punishment here. Modified's going to come in with the body slam, is going to be able to get a little bit of damage with that explosive cast, but Lunar will be able to pick up one, and Acton's going to be able to dash forward as the Cyclone will get denied. Raheen, it will not get hit with that dredge line, and now they're looking to be able to maybe find a play here as Raheen is going to get slowed, and it will be a 1-for-1 support for top laner. No one gets the Baron.
No one gets the Baron, but I'm still okay with it. There's going to always be that Baron dance, I think, going on, but that Ultra Shock Laser actually was really detrimental to Raheen there, and unfortunately led to his death. But I think it's a good thing here that TA is trying to clear out wards at least, see if they can get themselves going. But yeah, they still have a little bit of lead here. It's about 1k gold lead, and they've been able to hold on to it pretty well, it seems like, this game. So okay, like that they're doing that early and being able to keep going through it. I think if they can keep this, maybe it will turn into their favor a little bit more. Lunar, Acnid, and Jishuka is looking to try to go towards this Baron again, see if they can start it up. But, oh, Raheen using the Hex Gate, trying to potentially get a good angle, but it's just going to get a ward out instead. Actually, 2 wards up.
Yeah, the Scuttle Crab was taken, and so they know that they've got vision. They know that they're going to be there at the Baron Pit, and so deciding not to go for it, but maybe looking to go for a bush play. Chikua can go in with the clone into the Cyclone. If he's able to get a multi-man Cyclone, that could be the difference maker here, as Radar is looking to be able to pepper with those rockets. Has a big one almost next. We'll be able to drop one, and then we'll go in for the big one now. Not able to land it, so we got both teams looking to be able to get some advantages here in the mid lane, try to get that priority before the dragon spawns, but no one has pulled the trigger yet to initiate a fight. It is currently a 5v5. The Call of the Forge God will come through. Acton's going to be able to get the knockup on to Modified as we got Anticipation. Going to go in, going to go golden. Lunar's going to be the target, but Lunar survives as the rocket does not land. We've got a lot of damage on the Last Dance. The Last Dance is able to get away from that one. Jakua will go down, and that's Anticipation being able to get one. Acton's going to be in trouble as well as the teleport's going to come in from Modified, trying to be able to stop the retreat from Raheen, and Raheen is going to be the next target as Radar, almost low, will not be able to pick up the kill against Messages, nor will Messages be able to get the kill against them. But with Jakua and Acnid dead, that is your top side of the Rift no longer available, and it's TA Sussy that is looking to pick up the Baron here. Packages available for Radar, and with 7,000 health remaining, it looks like the Baron will get taken by TA Sussy. Meanwhile, Third Party is looking to go down to the bottom lane and pick up that dragon, potentially being able to go to Soul Point. Now a big decision for TA Sussy is, do they decide to contest at this Drake? Lunar is looking to be able to go in, going to be able to deal a ton of damage to it. Will they be able to pick up the dragon? Will they be able to get it? Not quite enough, and it's Lunar that will take the dragon and Soul Point for Third Party.
Just good job by them to try to just keep peppering down the Drake and feel that even if Radar tries to steal it, it's not going to just be enough in that case. And unfortunately will not be. So this is where third party has that little bit of advantage right now. They're still down about 4 gold, but yeah, I like this fight here. Really good call to Forge God, but they have Andy get onto Lunar very quickly here. He is burning down right now. And what's great is I think they engage onto Wukong very easily. The fact that you have um, Last Dance just being able to pepper down on the Ahmed freely, no problem, where no one's really being able to trade back. And the fact that Raheem does get locked down here very well just shows that, again, the team is having really good fights and rotating well. So I think if they can use this Baron effectively here with this push that they're getting on the spot side, maybe they'll get some turrets, see if they can get into that base there and get an inhibitor.
Yeah, unfortunately, that has been the biggest issue for TA Sussy in this series so far, as the explosive cast will get used. It could be potentially a 5v4, as Raheen is not able to land the dredge line. Messages will also be using that Spirit Rush, as Shirelia's gets used by Andy Incher to be able to stop that play. But now a couple of ultimates are not available for TA Sussy, and now Radar is looking to be able to go in for a 4-1 play. With the bottom lane coming in from TA Sussy, Anticipation is looking to be able to catch somebody out, but isn't able to do so. We've got about a minute 10 before the Baron buff is gone, and we got one inner tower down in the bottom lane and an inner tower going down in the mid lane to be able to continue this siege. Currently, 2 in the mid lane, 3 in the bottom lane, with all 5 members of third party trying to go to the bottom lane to try to make a play.
Yeah, I mean, they're rotating well. Again, they had a really good push on that bot side, and the push in the mid, rotated between the two, and make sure that they secure those. Hopefully here they can land and get this mid turret as the cannon is just peppering down on it. But yeah, I like this coming out from TA right now.
Not only do you have the cannons peppering down, but you've also got Demolish available for Modified to potentially be able to get some of these towers to go down even quicker. If Modified is able to get some damage onto it, it's called. The Force God will get used. The knockup's going to land, and a great teleport from Messages will be able to pick up 1, 2, and 3 against TA Sussy. That will stop the Baron push, and the inhibitor tower in the bottom lane will survive.
Inhibitor tower survives on bot side, but does not on the mid. And the thing that you still have to look at is they are breaking through the base, just not the way that they ideally would have liked to. Again, really good call of Forge God there from Ahmed, but again, we'll see how the team plays out here. It looks like there is another pause here. We're going to go to the replay, though, and yeah, here's this TP coming in right now. Okay, really nice flank. And this is what you talked about early on. Having these flanks, and I love that it's coming out here from third party, but unfortunately I hate it because I really don't want to deal with it at the same time. But yeah, they're playing really well here. Still down, on that gold aspect, but and on the turret objectives, but they are doing very well for TA Sussy in this game. Kind of good to see him on an assassin here for Annie.
I would say so, but they haven't been able to finish the job just yet. And when we get back into the game, third party is going to have a decent power play available to them. They're going to have 3 members of TA Sussy down. They are moving towards mid lane, so they will inevitably be able to get that inner tower to go down. It has less than 10 HP remaining, so it will die to the slightest of breath coming in. And now it's up to TA Sussy, and specifically it's going to be up to Radar and Anticipation to be able to stop the siege before a mid lane inhibitor tower gets taken, or if the mid lane inhibitor gets taken, that would be definitely worst case scenario. Considering that it is Anticipation and Radar that are alive, they do have decent wave clear, so they will have an opportunity to potentially defend against it, but we'll have to see how damaging the siege is going to be for third party.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see. I think third party can potentially siege well. It's the problem of the fact that can you protect Lunar enough so this way he can do that wave clear with messages? If they can't, then you have to look at that. Only people that's gonna be pushing is Dinka and Raheen with Munchie. So if you really can't get those things going for themselves, I think that's gonna be really a problem just because of the fact that even though Wukong is that kind of bruiser that can get lanes going that little bit more, they really don't have that if you don't bring messages or Lunar around.
Exactly. And that is now where the biggest opportunity is for now TA Sussy is how are they going to be able to defend against this, and will they be able to do so effectively to then be able to bring this back? They went for a decent siege play with Baron. It could have been a little bit tighter. It could have been a little bit cleaner. I saw what Anticipation was trying to do with going in, trying to be able to like kind of uh, teeter-tot between the mid lane and the bottom lane, trying to be able to utilize the power of the Zed, being able to get those shadows, potentially being able to get a nice death mark. If that happens, you're able to go full force and you're being able to punch. But unfortunately, TA Sussy was not able to get the demolish stacks from modified onto either of the towers, which is the rough situation that we've got here. As Anticipation is going to be seen as we get back into the game, we'll be able to back away, and looks like the only punishment that we had from those kills was going to be that mid lane tier 2 tower going down.
Yeah, tier 2 going down, which is a good trade from third party here, but you still have to look at it if you aren't getting that advantage towards yourselves of getting more turrets and playing the objective game. It's really going to be punishing. I mean, they have waves pushing, which is great, but now that the rest of TA is up and alive, they're able to farm it out, to actually play for this Drake here that's coming up in less than a minute 20. So if they could get this Hextech Drake, then really stops the soul from third party, potentially, really crazy fight that would lead up after that for when the Hextech soul will be looking to get secured. So going to be an interesting one coming up right now. I like that TA has the advantage of being at the Drake right now, so maybe they can stall this one out and get a good win.
3 out of the 4 ornaments have been completed by Acnid, who's about to get level 17. Radar is going to be seen in the mid lane, and that could potentially be a fight here that both teams maybe want to go for. Jakku is not going to go in for the Nimbus Strike Cyclone, but now Radar just looking to be able to pepper what damage he can. He is not going to be able to go in for the Valkyrie. He decides not to go for it, but Jakku is going to be down to less than 300 HP as Raheem's going to go in, going to try to find the Valkyrie, and the choke point will be denied. Anticipation's going to try to go in, but it's going to be a rampage for third party, as Jakku is going to be able to take down Modified, and Anticipation will fall as well. It's Radar and Last Dance that are looking to be able to do what they can, and unfortunately for TA Sussy, they do not get the play that they want once again.
No, they don't. Octane's going to see Radar here, but really doesn't care. Jeez.
Yeah, Messages is going to flash forward, will not have that available, and now it's going to be up to Last Dance, Radar, and Andy Incher to potentially keep their chances of winning this tournament alive. You cannot give a Hextech Soul or Rift over to this squad. It would be too much damage for Messages, but it's not going to matter. Third party is going to be able to get that Hextech Soul, and now looking to be able to potentially find a play here. Raheen is going to be able to go in, going to be going golden as we do get Last Dance going in for that Static Surge. Raheen is going to fall, and now they're looking to be able to go in for more. Lunar's going to be in trouble. Last Dance goes in. Last Dance gets knocked up. Radar is going to be the next target as Andy Incher will fall. We got Modified trying to come in, trying to do what they can, but Radar will die. It's a double kill for Acnid and disaster for TA Sussy. Anticipation is on the way, though, going to try to find a kill on the Messages. The Shadow Mark is going to come in. The Everfrost from Modified will do nothing as Messages goes golden. Modified is going to get knocked up. Modified will be forced to flash away, and TA Sussy will only get 1 kill for 3.
Yeah, 1 for 3. Just not ideal for TA, but still at least getting something back in the long run. Looks like they're going to start this Baron here. And with that Hextech Soul, should be able to damage it out pretty well here, especially with Lunar being up. But Annie definitely looking to see if he can get something. Gets spotted out here. Was going to potentially maybe take the Hextech gate there, but not going to be the case.
If he can do it, Modified's going to come in, and now Anticipation's going to try to dash forward, going to try to steal the Baron. Is going to be able to steal the Baron, and that's going to be 3 members of TA Sussy that are going to be able to get it, but can they survive with it? Looking like Messages trying to be able to come in, going to try to be able to find a charm, but is not going to be able to do so. Going to be dealt a little bit of damage, going to get the charm on the Modified. The depth charge is going to land on to Modified as well, trying to be able to escape, trying to be able to get away as the Wild Growth comes through, but Modified is going to get targeted by everything, and Messages will go unstoppable. That's going to be a double kill for Lunar. Chakua is going to try to be able to get the kill under Radar, but Radar will survive, and it's a double kill for Lunar, and another 4 kills for third party as they look to push towards this inhibitor in the mid lane. Anticipation is up in 16 seconds, as well as the package coming in for Radar. Going to try to potentially find a play here as the Baron is going to come in. Nice golden coming in from Looter to be able to escape, as we've got 6 seconds remaining until Anticipation comes in. Radar's going to get hit by the dredge line, going to be in trouble, will get aced. And that will deny all the Baron buffs for TA Sussy, as Anticipation is looking to potentially be the heroic hero that he needs to be. 7 seconds remaining until Andy Incher is able to respawn, as Anticipation is going to be able to get away from the dredge line thanks to that Edge of Night. Raheen is low. Raheen is about to die as we get the death mark coming through. A lot of damage to Anticipation. That will not be enough. We got Modified coming in, going to try to be able to go for some heroics, but it doesn't matter. Third Party will win this game and will go up 2-1 in this qualifier.
They'll go up 2-2.
Oh, 2-2, pardon me.
So, but yes, so we fall to 1-3. They're going to be 2-2. And yes, unfortunately, this means then that TA Sussy will not get into it. But again, this looks at a great game by them. I think that there was a different change of pace that kind of brought a nice breath of life to them. They played well. It's just unfortunately that some of the fights just went into third party's favor. Again, you have that all the Forge God that plays very well into the Cyclone, and the fact that sometimes they did get a little clumped up, so that way then Lunar can just rain down, with that spray and pray is just able to do a lot of damage. So if they aren't able to pick out Lunar, which eventually happened a couple times in fights, Rocket's not connecting the way they wanted, but at least keeping him out of the fight. So really helps out, but unfortunately third party just played it out and won the game, unfortunately. So I still have to commend TA Sussy for a great game here.
Yeah, it just wasn't the game that they wanted, and it ends up resulting in TA Sussy. I think, like you said, they are going to not be able to make it into the qualifier. You need to be able to get to that 15-point mark, that 3-2 stat line, in order to potentially be into the top 16. And so it's going to be a rough day, but they are not done with it yet. They do still have the opportunity to potentially be able to go 2-3 here in this tournament, and we'll have to see if they are going to be able to make that happen. Congratulations again to third party, who is going to have the opportunity to still be able to make it into the qualifiers or out of the qualifiers. But we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we will be ready for our final game of the day. We'll be right back, folks.
Pandora, Spotify. Dude's got the lyrics to that body all memorized. Mama get that job done. In fact, she overqualified. Boss lady, hot sugar, caramelize. Watch her dance off. She putting a spell on whoever she dance for. Everybody wanna touch it. They can't though. Rules are hands off. Still she make them grand stuff. Dollars rain down. Girlie got that fire, like she camped out. Dudes popping tents like they on the campground. She makes music with her body, the ballers, they spending money, running. Drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. She makes music with her body, the ballers, they spending money, running. Drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. She make music with her body, the ballers, they spending money, money. Bunch of sexy baddies up in here, but this one stand out. She a star, make them ballers pull the bank out. ATM shorty ain't gon' give enough funds. Better hit the branch, boo, in preparation. Feature dancer status, she the center of attention. Jacob Javis, the big convention boys coming with them thick stacks. Stadium players got the grip spin that. Face like a doll, body juicy, deadly when she grabbing them ankles. She make music with her body, she that #1 single. She make music with her body, the ballers, they spending money, running. Drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making that a sing. Money, drop that, pushing that, making
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Team Ambition. We got TA Sussy that is unfortunately 1-3 in this open qualifier here for the Proving Grounds, but they have not given up, and they are still going to fight for one final win here in this tournament. My name is Moose, and I'm joined here today by Gigatron, and this battle is something that's near and dear to your heart, Gigatron.
Yeah, a couple of my boys from the collegiate scene are here today. We got GFP from Redbirds here, Izo. I don't remember who you're playing on anymore. I haven't seen it in a bit, but glad to see you here. Judozer normally would be playing because he played in the last one, but joined as a sub this time, so we don't get to see the rematch of Radar and Judozer. But still, I'm gonna enjoy this game because this is gonna be a fun one.
100%. Going to be a great game, and I'm really, really excited to hear get started between these two teams. Now, remember, this is just for pride. It's for fun. It's for the opportunity to go 2-3, which I mean does give you more points than going 1-4. But being able to get that being able to get this final win is definitely going to be something fun. Sunshine Fruit Basket's coming in. TA Sussy, I believe, is going to be over on the red side as we get to look at what Fruit Basket is looking to build. Looks like this could potentially be a... I'm confused now, actually. No bans?
What?
No bans?
No, so if I gave you the link. It's just I probably having an issue for him here. The bands are Zeri, Ezreal, and Triss coming out from SSFW, and we have Udyr, Seraphine, and Senna going to be the bands coming out from TA Sussy.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, I should be
Yeah,
looking at the draft instead of the
the Discord stream.
instead of the Discord stream. I don't know what's going on. But Olaf's gonna
Nah,
get
you're
locked in.
fine.
Olaf's going to get locked in along with Renekton, so we know where that Renekton and that Olaf are both going to go. I think the Renekton is definitely underrated right now. And so now going to have that available for TA Sussy. It is an opportunity for you to go for some fun picks, and that appears to be what is happening as we get the Yone Yasuo locked in for Fruit Basket here at the very beginning of this draft.
Yeah. Oh god, I got the Wombo combo too for Yasuo. You have the Diana jungle coming out from GFP most likely here. This guy loves playing it. I've seen the ult combos between both Diana and Yasuo. I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty nutty. So I cannot wait to see this happen. And he does have the Olaf, so this will be an interesting option to see.
Exactly. I mean, Olaf, though, is going to have the opportunity to go in for that Ragnarok, and Ragnarok denies all of that fun CC. So Yasuo might not be able to get the ult that he is looking for, but not everyone else is going to have that same level of protection as we do get to see the Kaisa going to get locked in for last dance here as the R3.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna see.
Anything is
For
possible.
Yeah, because now they're just gonna ban out more ADCs, but now they're doing supports. Okay, they're doing supports because they picked up the guys. All right, I wonder
Yeah.
what we
Oh,
ban out just because of the
only...
fact that Jesus,
What the heck? What the heck? Okay, we
it's
got the...
gaming one is what we're having here.
Well, I mean, Braum does make sense. I'm okay with Braum, but the Leona is also going to get banned out. That also makes sense. Want to be able to take away some of that front line that's coming through. Now, Blitzcrank is still available, but it looks like we are going to be getting our mid lane coming in with the Akali getting hovered. Could potentially be a very fun mid lane to go up against the Yasuo here, but not the most stable. It is definitely like a coin toss, a coin flip here for Sussy if they do decide to go for that for Radar here in the mid lane. With 2 seconds left, they don't have any more time to pick something else, and they have decided to go with that Akali here in game 5.
Yeah, Holly game 5. I mean, this is great. Like I said, this is a fun match for them for the most part, but oh my god! All right, oh, telling you, this is some spice right now that they're just coming out with.
Oh
Julian,
boy. So we
Julian's
got
not
the...
gonna be on a jitter either.
Yep. Yep. Well, we got a Bard. We got a Bard coming in for the support. I assume that it's going to be Bard support with the Sona APC. Yone in the top lane, Yasuo in the mid, and then Diana going to go into the jungle. Rakan, which has been banned out a couple of times here in this tournament against Andy Insure, is going to be available for him to pick here in this last round. So 100% we are playing for fun here in this game, Gigatron. We got some really interesting compositions coming through, a really fun Teamfight Wombo combo for the Fruit Basket, and for Team Ambition Sussy, I mean, they've got very interesting champions, not similar to what they've played before in this tournament.
You would love seeing this lobby. They're just, the banter is great right now. But yeah, no, I love this for fun game. I mean, they're both having, I think, a great game series so far for all these teams, and the fact that this is good test of mental, I think, for today. We'll see who comes out with the glory match here in the end, but do love it that we see the guys here from Fruit Basket, doing a nice, interesting comp, but in the end, it's going to be really great to see. So, looks like everyone's on right now and ready to go. But yeah, I hope GFP. I'm sorry, I love you, but make sure you don't take the support item this time. I fight him all the time for this. The story behind it is it was in I don't remember if it was in their match against Columbia or if it was in their match against Marathon. It did it. It was like it was about like a year and a half ago that happened. It was great. It was for was it Unified Qualifier. They're in UPL. And he forgot to pick the right item. I'm just
Oh
like,
no.
Oh
Oh
no.
no. We got the lore. We got the lore coming in. I love it. I love to see it. Such a great story for you to have in terms of what you got coming in. But I mean, with that being said though, we're gonna get ourselves ready to jump up into this this next game. Before we do that, though, predictions for this game 5. You have been correct in both 4 and 5. Is it going to be the same? Are you going to be correct here in game 5?
I don't know if I want to take that gamble. But we'll talk about something off stream about it and see if you want to take the bet I'm going to offer you.
Oh my god!
I will go with. So we had 2 Inferno already. We had the Ocean. We had the Hex Tech. Let's go with Infernal. I'm sorry. I think an Inferno will probably pop up here. Both of the teams are very heavy damage, and it wouldn't surprise me if the map comes out being an Inferno.
Gigatron is going for the hat trick here and is looking to be able to get it. Let's see if he's going to be able to do so. I'm going to predict Mountain Soul here in game number 5. With that being said, though, we are in the spectator delay. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, this final game of the Proving Grounds Open Qualifiers will commence. We'll be right back.
She make music with a body, call her Pandora, Spotify. Dude's got the lyrics to that body all memorized. Mama get that job done. In fact, she overqualified. Boss lady, hot sugar, Carmelite.
Welcome back, everybody, to Game 5 of this Proving Grounds Open qualifiers. Team Ambition Sussy and Super Sunshine Fruit Basket are both one game from being able to go 2 and 3 here in this qualifier. While they are both eliminated, they do want to beat the other team. And unlike all of the other 1 and 3 teams, they have actually made the decision to play. And so I really do respect both of these teams for coming out and wanting to have a good time. My name is Moose, and I am joined here, as always, by the Gigatron, looking to be able to make sure that they can do what they can. But gonna be a really fun match.
Surprised you didn't say Stinky there. I felt like you had a really good opportunity. But anyways, yeah, no, it's always great to be joined by you. Even though this is more of a grudge match more than anything. Gonna be fun to see how the teams play it out. Oh no, they're still 5-stack. Seeking for them. Jeez.
Yeah, it's 4v5, and they're looking to see what they can get here. Let's see if they're going to be able to find it. It's going to be Chovy. That's the target, going to be flashed away. So this is a 5v4, and Anticipation's looking to be able to get the red buff, and he will, but he's looking to be able to get something in against GFP, who's going to be able to flash away. We've also got Alcio that's going to flash away. We're going to get a last dance, try to be able to get first blood, and it ends up being a 1-for-1 so far. Andy Incher is now potentially in trouble, the Grand Entrance, to be able to get away, but it is still a 1-for-1 in a 5v4, and a ton of summoner spells getting used.
Yeah, a ton being used there, but regardless, this is still fun. I mean, yeah, look, it really fought hard to see who was going to get that first blood, but nice engage coming in.
Yeah, I mean, it did go over to Armored Maudad, who ended up being able to pick up that first kill against Anticipation. Did mean that, well, he was able to get the red buff and is level 2 now. He is still going to be somewhat behind what GFP was able to go for, just because he wasn't able to pick up those neutral objectives quicker than their opponent. The upside of that, though, Modified is in a significant advantage against Izo here in the bottom lane, or a top lane, as Radar, with that Akali, is going to be down to about 100 HP. Chovy barely able to survive as well.
He's gonna be barely both having life right now, but you know we have to look at the fact that look at how many stacks that tier has right now.
Modified gonna be able to go down to a little bit less than 300 HP. 102 stacks on Avril's Sona right now for that Tear of the Goddess, as GFP is now looking to go in for a gank. Award from Modified will recognize that he is in trouble, and with no flash for GFP, Modified is looking to try to be able to get away from this one, going to be able to stun the Diana and get some healing to be able to survive that play.
Exactly, and really, it's great to see that, you know, they're trying to do some engages, but none of them can really get away here, and they have to look at Modified's also not going for flash. He also has that exhaust instead with the ignite, so it's gonna be an interesting game, definitely, I think, by both these guys. Jeez.
Agreed. As Modified is looking to be able to go forward, he wants to try to bully or bait out what Izo and GFP were looking to do, but unfortunately, it will not happen. They are just too smart or too intelligent or whatever that may be, and they will not take the bait, and they will be able to survive and both go back. Modified, though, is still in lane, looking to be able to push forward, and that is exactly what he's going to be able to do. He has been able to pick up a little bit more CS than his lane opponent, 28-14. We'll be able to back with a pretty nice chunk of change. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Chovy going to potentially be in trouble. The axe will miss. Chovy's going to try to get away. The true damage from Anticipation will not be enough to be able to get down Chovy, and it will end up being the gank not working out. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, it's going to be Last Dance and Andy Incher just continuing to play on the razor's edge. Armored Maudad and Avril have been pushing forward this entire game so far and have complete control of this lane, as we do potentially get to see a 5v3 here. GFP going to be in the brush. Anticipation is going to be potentially the target here now, as GFP was able to get the Lunar Strike as well as the power of everything that can come through, and it is going to be enough. Everything is enough, and Avril will pick up the second kill of the game. GFP is even looking for more. All right, no way they go for this.
Oh, no. Well, no, that wouldn't surprise me if they do. Look at this.
Okay, Avril's gonna be the one that's gonna get targeted here, and it's gonna be one kill for Last Dance. Armored Maudad not able to get the kill on Annie Incher, but hey, ends up being a 2-for-1 in the extended play.
At 2-for-1, but oh, Izo?
Okay.
Oh my god, he gets away. What?
Yeah, very close to that. That was the Q dash coming through.
Yeah, you know what? I guess terrain helps a lot, especially when your slice and dice doesn't go through the way that you're thinking it's gonna go. But regardless, great job by him to get away. And yeah, this is still interesting. Avril's up here on the top side now.
You know, why not? Why not?
Oh no.
Okay,
Oh,
we got Armored Maudad coming in. Modified does have Dominus, and we'll try to pop it onto the Bard. Bard does have Magical Journey, gonna try to be able to get through it, but it's gonna get stunned and will not be able to get through the Magical Journey quickly enough. Modified be able to get that kill against the Bard. And Modified is now 1-0-0 with a significant CS advantage against his now new lane opponent, Avril, who's gonna get stunned out, gonna get healed, gonna be potentially in trouble, and it will be enough. Modified will take it, but Andy Incher will take those turret shots and will end up being able to pick up that kill. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, GFP is gonna be able to take down Radar, and the onslaught continues.
Yeah, onslaughts keep going on, nothing's gonna stop, and oh no, Armored.
Yeah, Anticipation does not have Ragnarok, will not be able to get stunned, but it's going to be GFP trying to be able to go in. Anticipation does have the extra attack speed, does have the extra oomph potentially be able to take down the Diana, who has no mana, but it won't be enough to be able to pick up the kill just yet onto the Olaf, who is now down to less than half HP. Izo is gonna fall. We've got Anticipation going down. I love it.
It's just a great onslaught of just fighting, and I love this. I mean, it's such back and forth. We have really good roaming, really good flanks. Alrol's just being in any lane that they want to be right now, and Jovi, who's going to be on this top side pavilion. I am interested to see how he does with this. But Andy Incher's round 2.
Yeah, and the Incher wants to go in, does have the Grand Entrance, gonna be able to knock up Chovy. Chovy is gonna be down to less than 200 HP, gonna go in for the last breath. Is it gonna be enough to be able to make the play? He wants the knockups, and it's Andy Incher that will have just enough to be able to take down the Oswald. Chovy now 0-2-1 as Armored Maudad potentially in trouble. Killer Instinct is ready, and it's going to be used. Trying to be able to bait out Anticipation, but Anticipation's able to get away. Going to go for that shock emote. Radar also on the way as well. Going to try to collapse here. If you're going to be in trouble, though, going to go in with that perfect execution. Still going to get stunned by the Crescendo as Izo going to use the last breath, or I'm sorry, the Fate Sealed. Going to be able to get it on to Last Dance, but Last Dance is able to get away from Izo thanks to the Soul Unbound not really being in the angle that they want. Radar going to be down to about 150 HP. Anticipation's going to try to go in. Does pop the Ragnarok, and Avril's going to be the target. Avril will fall, and it's another kill as Andy Incher is going to be able to take down GFP. Izo is the next target, does have the Mortal Steel to try to be able to go for the dash and try to be able to get away, and he will be able to use it to survive for the time being, but the chickens, they want the blood, and Modified is looking to get it. Will he get it? He will eventually be able to get it. No, it'll be Andy Incher that picks up the kill. No, it's the red buff with the assist, and the kill goes over to Andy Incher.
Jeez, I mean, Andy is just being all wild and crazy right now, getting into every lane and doing so much, especially with the help of that red buff, but Andy's just trying to take away from GFP right now.
Yeah, GFP is now the next member of the Fruit Basket to be on the menu. It is going to be a 4v2 though. Anticipation is going to be seeing that everyone is coming through. The Moonfall is ready, not ready for GFP, and it will be enough for them to be able to take down Anticipation. The Tempered Fate to be able to stun Modified as Andy Injured will get shut down as well. That's 600 gold going over to Avril. Dominance is going to get used by Modified with Admiral, Armored Maudad, and GFP all extremely low. This could potentially still be a play that Modified can potentially win, and he knows that he can. And the Fruit Basket knows as well.
Oh.
Got the thumbs up coming in. Modified is going to be almost at full rage. Got the Slice and Dice coming in, and now Radar is on the way as well with that Exhaust and that Ignite. He's going to get stunned out, and he will get shut down. We've got a ton of kills coming in as Radar trying to be able to go for the heroics. Will be able to take down Chovy, and that's it. So in the extended play, it's 4 kills to 1.
Yeah, I mean, they're just having fun with it, as you can tell. It's just the fact that, yes, he could have gotten some of there from Modified, but unfortunately, I think without the Dominus, you really can't get too much going, even if you have that full Rage bar. But this is just crazy. This is fun.
Yeah, Anticipation gonna try to go for the axe against Avril, who will go in for the movement speed, the Accelerando to, or not the Accelerando, that's the passive, but regardless, going to just try to be able to get what they can in the jungle. Unfortunately, not going to find either the red buff or the chicken spawned. Dragon is still available. It's an Ocean Rift going to, or Ocean Drake, neither team being able to go for him. It is now 11 minutes into the game as the Soul Unbound does come through. Izo in trouble potentially, going to be trying to be able to get away, going to use the Soul Unbound, nicely done, but the quickness will come through from Andy Incher, and Anticipation will pick up their second kill of the game.
Yeah, I thought he had some nice footwork trying to go in with the Fate Sealed, but once he rebound back to his soul, it just was unfortunate. And when you have the exhaust come through, it's great. But look at this.
Anticipation and Andy Incher are both in the river. Maybe it's time to go for Dragon now, and that is going to be the case. Anticipation will pick it up.
Which Prowler's they are having fun as all here. That unfortunately no one else can see, but this
it's great banter. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, this is such a good for fun match between these guys. But yeah, it looks like Modified might get the turret here. I don't know. Oh yeah,
Yeah, Modified's gonna be able to pick up that turret, but maybe at the cost of their life. No, it's not. The healing from the Q will be enough to be able to pick up that kill and keep the tower alive. Crescendo's gonna land onto both Radar and, or I'm sorry, Andy Incher and Last Dance, but it won't be enough to be able to keep Avril alive, and that is going to be another kill for Team Ambition Sussy, now 5 in the lead against the Fruit Basket.
yeah, I mean, they got a good lead going for themselves. They're having some fun. Again, just really good call of the meek that he had there from Modified just to keep himself alive. But yeah, this is interesting to see how. Okay, yep, they're gonna throw the Rift Shield here first into this mid lane.
Chovy not able to get the knock up, but the last breath not used by Chovy after a great moonfall from GFP. A little bit of miscommunication there from the Fruit Basket. Despite having fun, you guys still have that communication and that coordination, as Anticipation is going to try to be able to go in to get the kill onto GFP, but he's going to be stunned out of submission. Will be able to get that true damage on to GFP, and now Armored Mardad is back on the menu here. Modified, gonna try to be able to get it, but no, a flash will come through. Meanwhile, in the top or in the jungle, gonna be Last Dance. It's gonna be able to pick that one up. Anticipation is still alive, gonna be up to less than 1 HP. Shutdown's going to fall, but it will be a 1-for-1 in that play. So across the rift, 3 for 2 in favor of TA Sussy.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting really good trades. And the fact that, again, Avril was just able to kill too. I mean, again, they're really low, but the fact that she gets to do with that is just insane with that. But Modified, kind of just playing with his feud a little bit here. Gets the Fate Sealed popped.
Iso, though, trying to be able to go for that O10 power spike is on the way. About halfway through it. Gonna go for the Happy Kitties. Unfortunately, not going to get any closer to that O10 power spike. Will make a good play and will be able to survive. Killer Instinct is not ready for Last Dance. The knock-up onto Chovy will be enough. Now 0-5 and 4 themselves as GFP will fall. Now 3-3 and 6. 2 kills for nothing as Modified will go into that dominance. Going to be down to about 300 HP. Last Dance, 7-1 and 4, dominating as they are looking to be able to go for more. Andy Inch is going to get the knock-up on Armored Mardad, but the Shuriken from Radar will not land. Avril's going to be down to half HP, but no Killer Instinct popped. As Mardad's going to go in, not going to be able to land the Temper Fate. Modified and Last Dance are going to potentially be the target as Andy Incher and Radar are both on the way. Radar wants to try to be able to get down Iso, and there's that 6th kill. Anticipation will be able to take that one down. And it's going to be Armored Mardad not far behind, getting very little distance with that magical journey to pick up the 8th kill for Last Dance. GFP is going to try to go in with the knockup from the Moonfall. The last breath will be enough to be able to pick up the first kill for Chovy. It's going to be 2 kills in exchange, though. That 1,000 gold over into Fruit Basket's hand will be punished by a massive push from Team Ambition Sussy. Avril wants the kill onto Anticipation. He will get it! And the game is just spiraling out of control at this point. Modified can try to be able to pick up Avril here as we do get the Pride Poro. I love to see it. Radar trying to come in. Avril wants to pick up a kill against Andy Incher. Will be able to survive for the time being. Can he get away? It looks like the answer is yes. Iso is going to be less than 10 HP. Radar's going to go for the magical journey and will pick up 2 in a double kill. And are we finally done? We're done. No way. No way there's any more. No way there's any more, as Armored Mardad is going to be able to get the stun on the Modified, the slice and dice to try to be able to get away. Jovi's going to try to go in for that Steel Tempest to get the knockup, but it won't be enough. The Shurelius from Armored Mardad, Temper Fate, not going to land. Modified's going to go for the thumbs up and is going to go AFK for a second as Armored Mardad gets sent to the Shadow Realm to type it all chat for another 24 seconds.
Oh my god. I'm glad you can finally breathe, because you've been talking way too much. It's always been just a nice, fun fight, kill match. I should say death match at this point for TA Sussy and Super Fruit Ninjas here. But man, this is really interesting to see. I think a lot of the time with this, I'm looking at this right now. Like Radar had a nice jump going through there and getting the nice passage through. I think it's just
showing that, hey, he's got the tactical awareness of being like, hey, you know what? I can kill both of you. I'm going to do it. I don't care. I want the double kill. Could have gone maybe a triple if he was a little healthier, but you know what? Regardless, I'll take it anyways.
Objective bounty will be claimed by Chovy as they're going to be able to take that bottom tier 1 tower, but going to be a last breath after that moonfall on Andy Incher. Andy Incher will die. Anticipation will go in for the Ragnarok, and Radar is going to try to be able to pick up some more kills as well. It's a double kill for Anticipation. It's a kill for Last Dance. And it's another 2 kills for another kill for Radar, so it ends up being 4 kills to 1 in favor of Sussy as the Cloud Drake will also be their reward.
Did I become 3 out today?
Let's go.
What? Oh my god, you got the hat trick, Gigatron. I don't believe it. I demand a recount. You knew what the Drakes were going to be. No way. No way.
Unfortunate that yours also did get pointed out there, but you see this replay here. Andy Incher goes in with a really good engage. Olaf's axe gets blocked out, but a really good combo again with Moonfall and Last Breath. It's always nice to see, but problem is Anticipation is just so healthy. But let's see here, guys are just bursting some down like no problem.
Yep, that's going to be another kill. Thank God we weren't playing a drinking game for this one because we would be hammered at the 18.25 minute mark. 32 to 16 as Modified is going to look to try to go for the Rift Herald.
That actually was going to be my bet.
Oh my god. Oh my lord, and you didn't offer it to me. I'm hurt. But we do have the quick that's going to be used as well as the last breath on Andy Incher, who's going to fall after being able to get a knock-up. Radar's going to be able to go in. Tempered Fate will land, but Avril will still be targeted and will fall. Last Dance is going to try to be able to survive, and Last Dance cannot die. It is a double kill for the Kaisa as we get another multi-kill for Team Ambition Sussy. They now also have the Rift Herald, and they are looking to be able to push forward and potentially be able to pick up this inner tower up in the top lane. Last Breath and Fate Sealed are going to come in. Izo will be able to take down Last Dance, as now Radar is going to try to go in against Izo themselves. Rift Herald's going to get spawned in the top lane, and it's going to be on Ramada. It's going to be the next target of more death and destruction here. Going to fall to Anticipation. Now the 7th kill for this Olaf, 7, 6, and 9.
Yeah, I mean, this Olaf is just doing so well with Annie here. Oh, it's a good stunt.
I guess we're going back into the fray. Modified's going to go in with that Cold Meek. Going to be able to get the healing with the Dominus as well. Modified is on a killing spree. Avril's going to try to flash away. Going to try to use the Blast Cone to be able to escape as he goes in for that E to be able to get that extra movement speed and the double Blast Cone combo. But Andy Incher does not want to let Avril go. Has the quickness available in a couple of seconds. And Avril's looking to be able to get maybe a, okay, the tower will secure the kill.
Yep, it's gonna be the case there, but they're gonna start this period here a little after 20 minutes as it's popped up right now. But yeah, you know, this is a very clean one for them to get. Oh, nice.
Mudad's gonna be able to get the Tempered Fate, but will not survive. Trying to play for such an aggressive performance and display. Izo will probably get an inner tower for their efforts, but Radar will just pick up another kill against GFP off screen. And the Baron will be secured for all 5 members of TA Sussy.
Yeah, TA Sussy gets the Baron for themselves, which means they'll be able to push through these lanes a little bit better. These fights will go also potentially a little bit quicker now, since they'll have a lot more stats to help buff themselves up. As we see, Watch just coming in here, maybe trying to get a kill on the Julian.
Yeah, Last Dance gonna be potentially picking up their 16th kill. Almost about to lose count as they do have the advanced Q and E. The Kathy and Rain will come through, and that's gonna be Last Dance again on another killing spree, 16 and 3.
Yeah, I mean, he's just killing it this game. He's getting so many lockdowns. Anything like that, but really? Avril? Are you kidding me? Okay, that's fine. Totally fine. You're okay? You're okay? Okay, that's fine.
Just use your ult for no reason. I love it.
What are you doing? What are you talking about?
See anything?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. You're gonna still have that. You're not gonna have that crescendo available for another fight, as Team Ambition Sussy is now looking to be able to push forward with a 10,000 gold advantage. Let's see how many kills they're gonna be able to get. I'm going to predict that 7 people will die in this next exchange. You think it's over or under?
Under.
Under, you think it's gonna not be 7? Well, let's see as we get it started. Chovy's going to be the first target, and Chovy will die. Now, moving up into the mid lane. That's 1 kill for the Fruit, or for Team Ambition Sussy, and 1 kill in this exchange. Baron is still up, as Anti-Intro, Anticipation, and Radar are both all looking to be able to potentially find more. Avril's looking to be able to go in. Anti-Intro is going to be able to pick up the knock-up on Armored Maudad. Armored Maudad, though, is extremely low and does not die. Great use of the golden there from Last Dance to be able to get away from the Fate Sealed from Izo. So Chovy and Izo will both go down. We've got the inhibitor that's going to fall as well. So we've currently got 2 kills on the board in this exchange. There is still time for more. Baron is up. Temper Fate is going to drop onto Avril. We've got GFP going to fall to another kill for Last Dance, and Radar is on a rampage. That's going to be another kill. That is going to be a double kill for Team Ambition Sussy and for Radar, as Chovy is the only one alive. Gonna get knocked up, gonna get aced, and unless we want to continue playing the game, that should be enough.
I think they want to continue.
Yeah, Andy Indra's gonna come in. Oh my god. Okay, that's the 6th kill, 7th kill in this exchange. We're at 7. And fun coming in as TA Sussy will put the Fruit Ninjas out of their misery. Tower will go down. The Nexus will be next. And Team Ambition Sussy will end this open qualifier with a 2 and 3 set score. Not a bad ending. As Anticipation is going to be able to take down GFP. The kills are not over yet. We are at 68 kills. Looking to be able to go to 69. We are at 69 kills. Nice. Are we going to get to the 70th kill? Are we going to get to the 70th kill? We will. Shutdown going to come in. Chovy's going to be able to get the knock up under the last breath, but will fall. As we get a double kill for Izo, who is still alive. Going to be able to flash away. Another inhibitor will go down. Andy is going to use the quickness onto 2. The Anticipation will come in as he does get stunned. He has no mana, though. The last breath's going to land from Izo as they look to try to still be able to pick up 1 kills, wanting to be able to get maybe even to 80 kills here in this game as the Temper Fate lands. Andy Intro is going to be able to take down Izo and will not fall. Meanwhile, Anticipation's going to want to take on down Armored Maudad and will be able to do so. We are at 74 kills and the Nexus is at half HP. Anticipation is godlike. And we are still playing the game.
Of course, I mean, they're having way too much fun with this, but regardless, Avril, what are you doing? Just sitting AFK? Yeah, I think that's what's going on here. Unfortunately, they having a little bit too much fun. I think they might be drinking a little bit here of the little bit of the copium as the games did not go well this round for qualifiers, but yeah, you have to look at Last Dance is just popping off crazy. You see Radar Dissipation.
Gonna go in for a 1v4, gonna get stunned, and will give Avril another kill now, 9, 11, and 10 with 8 stacks on that Vajai Soul Stealer. All 3 inhibitors are down, and we got some dancing in the mid lane. How fun.
How fun. I think we should have a dance off to end this game out, but not going to be the case here, as we did see Anticipation took a little bit too much Craggy Ice if they can just fight there, but oh my.
Nice knock-up coming in from GFP, gonna be able to pick up 1, gonna be able to pick up 2, wanting to be able to get more as Andy Incher will fall. Modified now with a 1v4. 1v4 will not be enough, and that is gonna be all 5 members of TA Sussy going down.
Yeah, again, just really insane there for that play, just being able to kind of just sustain through it and just do so much damage. Again, that Moonfall and that Last Breath combo is always nasty, especially when you have the Sono there with the crescendo, but otherwise, yeah, this is going to be a fun one, definitely, seeing who eventually ends out with this here. I feel like TA is going to do it, but we'll see how risky they get.
Undertow's still trying to land, as we also saw the third Drake get taken by Sussy. They're now up by about a 9,000 gold advantage as well. With with all the kills that have come in, there is a ton of money to be made and a ton of money on the Rift as Avril. Now with 18 stacks on that Majai's 10, 11, and 13, 79 CS. Doesn't matter. Still have 4 items here at the 27-minute mark.
Radar, please. Oh no, we can see chat now. Radar, oh my. You gotta be careful what you say there. But they get this Baron going for themselves now for TA Sussy. As much as this game is, it's very suspect. As we get a spicy comp out of SSFW here. But look at this engage.
Yeah, it's going to be Last Stand trying to be able to get what damage they can, wanting to top the charts as we do get the Temper Fate going to land. GFP is going to be in trouble, though, and will fall. Anticipation pick up their 12th kill. Andy Intra is going to die. Their 30th assist here in this game. Maybe even looking to be able to go for a little bit more as Izo be able to take down Last Dance. That is a good kill there for Izo, but Radar will have just enough health to be able to pick up that kill against the Yone. Chovy is looking to be able to move around the rift, but Radar will fall instead. Chovy is going to be in trouble. It's going to be a kill for Anticipation. It's going to be a kill for Modified, and it's Armored Modad against the world. GG close. Not going to happen, and it's going to be TA Sussy that will eventually be able to win this game with all the minions at the Nexus. That will be enough, and it will be TA Sussy that will end up going 2-3 in this open qualifier. And while they did not make the main event, they will at least be able to have a fun time with this last game and end with at least a win.
You end with a win here. You know, I like that Super Sunshine Fruit Warriors, Jesus, that's a mouthful of a team name. We're definitely having a fun time here and wanted to give a interesting matchup for us in the end here. But yeah, I still think again we have a good series here from TA Sussy just between the two days. They played well yesterday. They still played well, I feel, today. It's just unfortunate that it does have to come to a 2-3. But regardless, still happy with everything here.
Exactly. Very happy to see how well TA Sussy has been able to play, especially being that secondary team. But with that being said, I don't want to keep us here too far much longer. Yeah. You guys can see both Moose and myself at TA throughout the week and on different leagues throughout the amateur metaverse. If you guys want to enjoy, if you guys are enjoying the content that you guys are seeing here today, please feel free to follow us on Twitter. You can follow me at Moosecaster, all one word, at Moosecaster, to be able to stay up to date on when and where I am casting. I usually cast 4 to 5 times a week. Meanwhile, Gigatron, you're on Twitter at
LL Gigatron, all one word as well. And yeah, I do a couple casts a week, and then I always try doing these PG games as well. But yeah, these are always fun to see. And again, glad we had a good matchup. But we still have main team playing right now, so I want to see what's going to happen with their game there as they're still continuing on.
Exactly. So on behalf of all the players, the coordinators, the staff, Caddy, our producer, Gigatron, and myself, this has been your coverage of Team Ambition Sussy in the Unified Proving Grounds Summer Open Qualifier number 2. We are going to take it away and raid Team Ambition to see how well they're going to be able to do in their Game 5 match. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.